touch my grublets.
Shh. You do realize we're live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live in the morning.
Oh, you can try me. Steph, you're really not in the picture there, sweetie.
It needs to be readjusted.
No, I think Scotty did that on purpose. Check.
Who was here last night?
Ow.
Highway Jack.
And you.
Yeah, but I left, dude.
But nobody else was here. So I had it turned.
I mean, I left it like.
Oh, shut up. You're not getting why I moved the camera.
Oh, I
so
get why you moved
of
it.
you.
I get it. I'm just not it.
You're just wanting to be a deep.
Yeah.
On these deep.
Hey, look. Don't make me. Hey.
Wow.
How do I look? Hi, I'm Military Mike. I'm a deek on this deek.
Oh God, that'd be funny.
I need to make one. You know, I used to make puppets when I was a kid. Not I mean, real ones. We actually did that as a craft one time, and then I learned how to do it. So then I started making crazy ones. What is wrong with you? Hey, would you, while you're up, turn that camera?
I didn't think it was.
Dude, I was 10 years old. Pull that camera back. Unlike you, Mike still keeps trying to take white socks. Well, in my case, it would be more. In my case, in Stephanie's case, it might be a white sock, but in Mike's case, it'd be a tan sock because it's dirty.
Talk to me because I can't see.
Yeah, pull it back to where it's just about to touch the edge.
Yeah.
All right.
Just the edge.
That looks great. Come sit your ace down.
Oh God, I used to make puppets.
Then you'd be ace in a chair.
I'm still making puppets.
And then it's going to have to be adjusted again.
Why?
Wow. Once our guests get here. Our guests.
Is he here yet?
No, I
Okay,
didn't
then.
say.
So when our guest gets here, we'll worry
Stop
about it.
being rude.
No. You come in this morning being a complete ace hole.
Nuh-uh. I said, what is it that you're...
Stephanie.
What did
I
do
say,
now?
Stephanie, you need to share some stuff on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sitting here working on stuff, and she just starts, it's not sharing. And I just kind of stopped for a second. I looked at her, I went,
I did not. He's so...
you're so full of crap.
exaggerating it.
You know, you don't want to do you don't want to admit defeat.
No, he's
So I look over and I
exaggerating.
said, what in the hell did you just say? She says, well, you told me to share that stuff. I said, but I don't get what just come out of your mouth. So I said, look, Steph, let me show you. And as I pushing the button and I said, you need to do this. And as I'm trying to say, do this, she's screaming. I said, if you can't listen if you don't shut up.
Exaggeration. Drama.
Hey, Scotty.
And the award for the best dramatic performance goes to
Dun dun dun.
DJ Scottie in the morning.
And his puppets from when I was 10 years old.
You're on it this morning, which I'm really surprised because every morning you come in here and you are just a pissed off biatch, and I never know why.
Not.
Today you come in here in a good mood, and Mike's high on opiates. Hey, whatever you do, don't touch the computer with your antics. Wait a minute, that's that same hand that you do the other weird stuff to.
Oh, I use both hands, buddy.
So you choke your puppet?
Oh, I do both hands. Yeah, I'll rub it out with anything.
I don't say that word.
Oh, wow.
Well, you can't say rub now?
Yeah, but you can say rub, but you don't need to say it in that description.
This is like doing a radio show in Russia. You can't say that, comrade. I just said good morning. No, you cannot say good.
No, that's not what
No
you said.
good in Russia.
You can say rub, but you don't need to say the two together. Wait, do this from here on
There
out.
has to be a pause.
But there has to be a 5-second pause. Let's try it.
Rub.
So, Mike, wait, let's try it. All right, so Mike, what do you do with that hand?
Rub.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000.
It.
Where are you going to put out in there?
Oh, yeah, I guess I just said.
I'm going to run.
At this rate, I'll never come to climax.
Oh! You got to leave a 5-second pause between
Comrade,
and
Comrade, I do not know what you're thinking, but you cannot say climax in Russia. We have no climax.
No, you could probably say climax as a drink or something like that.
No,
but
even our movies.
It's in the description of you need to be careful of.
Even our movies have no climax.
Just learn word substitute.
Like instead of climax, climate. Climate.
What the hell? What the hell? Stephanie thinks climax and goes, look at the weather.
It's either
Yeah.
dry.
You're gonna say climax, and Stephanie's gonna go, and it's cloudy
I'm
in the
getting,
west.
I'm
No,
getting
it's
climax to the weather.
it's either dry and sunny.
Hey, you can't use dry in that sentence.
So I definitely can't say rainy and
And
wet.
have you seen your area? That crap ain't seen the sun in a long time.
Oh, okay.
It's all the tanning bed.
The sunning bed. What the hell did you hear what came out of her mouth? It sounds like a sanning man.
You have to go to a sonic tanning bed. Now this sounds much like
Ultrasonic
Russia.
waves.
I was
The-
trying
the
to
rocks.
say tanning.
Yes, it rebels UV
Repels.
rays. It repels UV rays. That is one strong woman patch. All right.
Alrighty then.
gross.
Well, I started an argument on the old Facebooker last night about posting that thing about Michelle Obama said that the White House was built by slaves,
God,
and
that
then
irritates me.
then a
when I hear
whole bunch of people came back with this stuff. It wasn't built by slaves. It had a whole bunch of people involved,
Yeah.
and I posted that little thing, and I started. An
it. Okay,
argument.
so
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people came back in defense of what you're saying that
No.
it wasn't.
no, they came back and said no, it was built by slaves. Now it was.
I'm sure there was some working on it, but why can you say the whole? You can't just say it like that.
I am literally getting death threats.
The
Yeah.
one that was actually built by slaves was the one that burnt down.
Yeah,
The new one was built by slaves that were paid. And
Wait,
immigrants.
how do you call them slaves that were paid?
Exactly. Exactly.
Stop. Are you quoting something?
Yes.
Well, then please next time indicate that you read that somewhere because
Okay.
the
well,
way
I
you
read
just said that sounded so retarded.
That's how it was written up.
I would like to thank Captain Obvious for showing up this morning. He's in the house.
Bite me, Mike.
You know, I read something this morning. It says, "Thanks, Obama. Racism was about dead before you went into office."
Oh,
It honestly
man.
was.
If I even comment about that today, I imagine somebody's going to act out on one of these threats. I'm getting some
And
good
you
ones.
know, I had a guy the other day who was trying to tell me, "You got to have a black person. I want a black person on your show." And I went,
Okay.
"I've kind of tried that a few times."
Yeah.
And he was just like he was yelling about it, and I'm thinking, it's my effing show.
Yeah.
And if we could get one to show up for
I-
work.
Hell, I barely get the
Yeah.
white people here.
Hey, I was here earlier.
We're having a guest. She did her hair. I
Yeah.
noticed that when I walked through the door. that
Did
she
you
had-
bathe?
Yes.
Hot damn.
Woo.
But, you know, it just seems to me that when somebody complains to me and says that, I'm just like, what nerve do you have to say that to me?
No, man. And we know him well enough. The individual that said this. Said, come be on the show. He could come sit in one day or two, right? Not gonna bother
Anytime
nobody.
he wants to.
I've
I'm
never
so-
heard of anybody been turned
I'm just so
down.
sick of people defining stuff on color. I'm so
Oh,
sick
yeah.
of the wall.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, look,
Oh, yeah.
maybe we need the Berlin Wall over here if that's what we need. You know, y'all stay on your side and I'll stay on my side. You know what that means? There'd be 1 million people on that side of the wall and me by myself over here. And I'll be okay with that.
Man,
It'd be like Night of the Comet. I'd wake up tomorrow morning. I'd go get whatever gas I wanted. I'd go to whatever store and get whatever I want.
It's
Oh,
just
Okay, so nobody's laughing at that one.
they
I actually was thinking one of y'all would go, really? You're going to bring up Night of the Comet? Because not too many people talk about that movie anymore.
I love that movie.
yeah.
I think that's where the whole idea of the Will Smith
Yeah.
movie kind of came from, too.
Yeah, I Am Legend.
Okay, so you have two girls really in that. You have the dark-haired chick and you have the blonde-headed little cheerleader.
Yeah, go
Which
back.
one? Which one? Which one?
Why does it have to be in either or?
Oh, stop it, you dumb.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
Ooh,
But I mean, really, if you're the last man on the planet,
might as well, right?
gotta procreate.
Yeah. First thing is the Hispanic dude would die. Whoop! I was cleaning it.
You're horrible. So what do we got going on this morning?
Me avoiding death threats.
Hey, just imagine when I was feeding the homeless, I was getting them. How insane is that?
Insane in the membrane.
So what else?
Oh my God, insane in the membrane. Well, I mean, I hate starting out with politics. You know me, though.
Yeah, but you did it anyways.
I know. And the thing about it is, it really. How about we do this? How about a shout out to Oz?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Man,
Congratulations.
Commissioner Oz Nesbitt. Congratulations, man. It's been a long road. Yeah. Been a long road.
Oz Nesbitt.
So, I mean, obviously we do a lot with him. He does a lot with us, and we're very proud to be.
Well, I just hope it takes us to the new
know?
step of where we need to be as
as a community. And you know what? You can't. Oh man!
I think what's awesome is that somebody just sent me a great text.
All right.
You getting hate mail?
No, it says, "Hey Scotty, I saw you feeding the homeless yesterday."
Oh, shut up! God.
Ah, that is awesome.
That is not awesome.
Mike tricked me into buying him like $40 worth of damn food.
That's right.
Damn.
Oh, I spanked it to him.
And all I get is
Yeah, but he drank.
Shut up. Why?
$8
Shut
in water.
the hell up. Why all of a sudden does anything that involve Mike, you're like, you two are like stepbrother and stepbrother.
Whatever.
I mean, you're pissy if he gets something. How many shirts do you get for free? Mike don't even fit in half the shirts you get for free.
I don't get them for free. Some of them I pay for. Thank you.
Okay, 1 out of 6 you may have to pay for.
Why are you being mean to me this morning?
No. This ain't why am I being mean to you. Now because I'm coming at you saying, why are you ill at him for getting something free to eat?
I'm not ill at him. It was a damn joke. Chill.
Why are you so ill?
Because you're like biting my head off about free
I think you just got a guilty
people-
conscience all of a sudden over some free shirts.
People give them to me. I can't help it. I don't ask for them.
But then you want to get mad because he got a free meal. Fat boy needs to eat.
Fat girl needs to eat too.
I thought both of y'all were on diets.
We are. But
Okay, then there you go. I just love how you think it's funny until I brought something up about a shirt and then you get all ill and defensive.
No, because
your whole character
the way
changed.
you said it was like you were coming at me.
I just said it was like stepbrother and stepbrother fighting over who gets daddy's attention.
Nope.
We'll remember this.
Whatever.
I'm
So I
going to
found
get
that
you a Dr.
article.
Pepper shirt that cuts off right under your boobies.
No, I don't think so.
And then let's see if you Mike,
No.
look at Mike. I'll put both of y'all in a Dr. Pepper shirt.
No.
With
so,
your belly button all hanging out.
Nope. So I found that article that I was.
Mike's like, he'll wear it.
No,
You're not going to wear that shirt?
nope.
We'll get you a little fake belly button ring and let it hang out like a spinnerbait.
No.
Oh my God.
No. So the article I was talking about, I found it, and it said
Wait, which one?
the one about the slaves.
Okay, I want to make sure that we're real clear on that. You know what I'm saying?
And this is just the little tidbit instead of reading the whole.
I just got
article.
seafood diet for both of y'all.
Yeah. You're
the
trying to
white-
get me killed, right? By reading this article.
No, because I'm reading it. This is the redneck reading it, and I completely agree with it. So if any hate mail, send it to me. Leave Mike out of it. The White House wasn't built primarily by slaves. Yes, slaves helped build it, but it was also built by white immigrants and local workers. So the Obamas also wake up in a house built by white people, but I guess that isn't very important to them. In addition to that, there was evidence that the government actually paid the slaves who worked on the house, which by most definitions of slavery wouldn't make them slaves. So there you have
True that.
True that.
it. Mhm.
And the thing about it is, I think everybody that actually knows me knows, one, I'm not a bigot, so you can really stop calling me that and stop sending me
quit calling them that this week.
Quit, it just gets old. Every freaking message is just, I'm a bigot, I'm a bigot, I'm a bigot. You got your point across.
Well, look,
so.
what was the band that did I'm a bee, I'm a bee, I'm a bee? That you could do that.
Yeah.
We could make that your entrance theme music.
So am I a bigot because I want all of the racial tension to stop? Does that make me a bigot?
I guess I
don't know that makes anybody a bigot. That's my other thing that I'm a little aggravated with. It's like, come on, people. I mean, come on. Well, it's 2016.
Okay, but
get over it.
Let me give you a little taste. If anybody's listening and watching or whatever, and they want to know when you're kind of in, I'm not trying to say I'm in the limelight or anything else like that, but when I make comments like that, one, I think everybody should understand Military Mike is a character. Okay.
That's what
I know. Scottie says that alike. But basically, I get stuff like this and you have to understand is I posted this little article, and then the only words that I put with it was imagine that. So 2 words is all I posted and the article, and I get stuff like, Michael, this is over the top dumb acery.
What was the art? I'm gonna go look the article up. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no problem. I'll send it to you.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, at what point do people chill out?
Are you effing kidding me? Let's see. You're a bully. I didn't write the article. That's a BS cop out, but you implied it. Your endorsement. Then you gotta love this one, and I'm gonna have to find it because she's not a friend.
When you say gotta, is it in a threatening way? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay, so here's one. If you were my friend, Michael, I'd delete you. Anyone can fact check this. You're a bigot.
If you were my friend.
Yeah. So this was my response to that is I guess I should be glad we're not friends then.
Yeah.
My friends do not make knee-jerk, dumbass decisions about our relationship based on a Facebook post in 2 words, not to mention the idiotic assumption that I'm a bigot. Please don't feel the need to apply. And now all my friends are chiming in going,
that's why I just hit
great response, and and then there's some people that I served with that are, whatever we're going with this week, Black, African-American, not the same color as me. That are chewing me out, going, you've never portrayed yourself as a bigot. Why are you doing it now? I posted an article. I post biblical
over yourself
at least 2 to 3 times a week. I post biblical scripture.
And look,
I didn't write it.
Sending stuff to the just for fun page messenger. So somebody's going to have to answer that.
Okay. So I post biblical scripture too. I didn't write that.
Right.
And then on top of that, I know that not everybody in the world believes in the Christian Bible. But so what am I supposed to do? Just cater to, in this case, the Democratic rhetoric? No, that's not what we do here.
Here's the funny that I love when it comes to idiots. You have the right to your opinion.
Right.
I have the right to my opinion. You just don't like it when my opinion doesn't go with what you believe. And guess what? That's the great part about it. I don't have to agree with you. Get over it. And that's the silly part.
Yeah. And
come on, grow up.
Yeah. So one of the guys I served with put, if you believe that, delete me from your friends list. Now, somebody else that I jumped on about, look, I don't care if you delete me. They turned around and I'm getting accused of a BS cop out. Now, listen to this one. You're right, Michael. I reacted before thinking when reading the post by James Walker saying, if you believe that, delete me. I apologize. So here I get accused of a cop out by somebody who's copping out. God, man.
Please remove me.
Welcome to the Democratic National Convention. Or excuse me, I got corrected.
The sad
on
part
that.
is how many friends have turned against each other. It's like the guy that lives down the street from me that has always been super nice to me. Yesterday I was moving the bus. His son waving while the dad's just like snooty nose up in the air, you know, hating on me because I just don't agree with some of the stuff that Black Lives Matter is doing. So because he feels differently, he's going to let here's what gets me that makes no sense. If it's all supposed to be about peace, love, and happiness and nonviolent, then why, when I don't agree with you, do you get shitty with me?
Exactly.
Well, apparently your life doesn't matter, or your
Because
opinion.
if we're supposed to all get along,
That's a good
then
one.
why are you being nasty to me?
That's a good one. I think from now on, my end of everything is going to be hashtag your opinion doesn't matter.
Well, it's
Only
just,
mine.
it's just sad.
Mine.
It's just sad
Nope.
that everybody wants to try to preach, you
But
know,
nobody
we
actually
should do this and we should do that, but meanwhile we're all hating on each other, and I'm just kind of over it.
Where did you
Yeah.
post that at, Mike? Is it on your personal page or the one
Man.
according to Mike?
It would be on my personal page.
I can't find it.
All right. I will.
Tag me in it,
Yeah, no problem.
please.
Takes about 2 seconds. Cause
Ooh,
good
All right, so
Lord.
what else we got? We're at
I'm-
8:03. You want to go? Let's go to a commercial. We
Let's
need
go
to
to a commercial. Yeah.
All right, everybody, it's just for fun in the morning, and we'll be right back.
Now you want it to go to just this Stephanie page, right? I'm just sending it to your friends, your Facebook, your wall there. Bam, it's on the way. Because, you know, she made the comment and then I came back with this, and as you can see, it gets out of hand. In fact, which should be great if that had been effing deleted. God, dog, man.
Oh, baby girl.
Is bringing you the taste of Atlanta right here in the Newton County, Rockdale County area. Go check out the social house right there in the heart of Porterdale. It will give you.
So if you receive slave wages, are you a slave or are you just getting paid back?
You need to go to check out the good food, the good acts, all sorts of great things happen at the social house right there in Porterdale. Remember waiting for the school bus. Jenny Clayton was my first crush, and neither one of us had.
I just checked it out the other day on Landfield. I think my wife's trying to get a sweater.
Yeah, my sister-in-law is like that. Who's this?
Kid Rock. My first kiss.
Damn, my brain ain't working.
I'm coming, Ashley.
Scotty, when you come over here, I got to show you something a friend sent me real quick. She said, quit picking on her.
Oh my God.
I was like, God, shut up, Tracy.
There's a difference.
I know, she's just being funny. She went to Tucker. Remember how back then, Tucker, Stone Mountain, Redan, Clarkston,
All over.
yeah, we all hung out.
Well, we all dated people from all the other schools.
Well, yeah, I dated girls from Henderson. Quit kicking me.
You'd move your fat ass.
And those used to be Tucker was the it school.
Well, Tucker and Redan. Henderson just had girls that would put out.
Oh, Mike.
Just being serious.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
So I have to find what my uncle posted after watching. The Democratic debate.
You still haven't went to that.
Okay,
Wait, listen to me. I need you to remember that it messes up our response if we don't answer it, which is why I was saying tell people to send stuff to personal pages
I told
I'm just, you got to remember, it messes up our response time if we don't answer. I like having that 100% factor. It looks good.
It's just like drinking
Okay,
and
well,
driving.
listen, this is what my uncle posted. Did you mute me?
Do you have
Okay.
headphones on?
No. Oh, Bill talking about his courtship of Hillary and how glorious and honest she is.
Yeah.
I think House of Cards must have been based on them. I wonder why he strayed towards those other women. He's selling them off like the Waltons. True enough. Trump has said some bad stuff about the DNC, but the DNC is talking like Hillary is America's sweetheart. Ugh. That's what my uncle put.
Weird.
What?
And it's not the Democratic. I was
No, I
corrected.
mean just all of it.
It's the Democrat.
It's horrible. All of it.
No, no, like you see what it's saying, Democratic. It's not that. It's the Democrat National Convention. I was corrected last night.
Oh,
Yeah.
So just call it the DNC.
Yeah.
so look at this. Friends of Jekyll Island. There's some kind of sea lice
I know.
affecting everybody.
A friend of mine, Abby
It's almost
Owens.
dangerous to get in the water.
Yeah.
A sea lice.
Yeah.
Wow.
A friend of mine, Abby Owen, was she was performing down there, and she got it. She said it's just freaking all over the place down there.
I think it wouldn't survive in the water, but I guess.
Yeah, those sea lice have a lot of trouble living in the sea.
Shut up, Mike.
You know what you call sea lice that live on land? Lice.
And we're back. Stephanie's
Yeah.
having a hard time understanding what sea lice is.
I just said I would think that it would be hard for them to live in the water. I mean, if they're sea lice and they live in the water, then how do they live when they get on your body? That's all I'm saying. Because if they have to have the water to live, then shut up, both of you.
What is your body made up of? I mean, like
Skin,
what's
blood,
what's most of your body?
Pop Tarts.
Monster, lemonade, beer.
And she says, "You're being mean to me."
You are. You're an a-hole.
5 second delay.
5 second delay.
Yeah, as I stretched it out. I feel like Dora.
Oh my God, Stephanie.
I was talking well and you didn't hear.
You're fired.
If you ever talk about fat people like that again,
No, I was talking about Dora. You know, Finding Dora.
what
How
the
she
hell did
talks
that?
Well,
What?
talks well.
What?
Finding. Have you watched Finding Nemo?
Hell no, I don't watch
then
none of that
never
stuff.
mind, you don't get it.
I just keep hearing you talk about fat people talking like whales.
No, it's a fish talking like a whale.
It's a fat fish?
No.
You mean whale as an actual sea creature
Yes.
that has a hard time living in the water?
Because it has lice. It has sea lice.
Me and Mike were talking about this last night or yesterday in the car. And he's just like, sometimes the stuff that comes out of her mouth, you have to wonder, is it real or is it fake?
Is it
It's
real
really
or is
fake.
it Memorex?
Is she just being the redneck or is that really how she thinks?
I think at least as people that work with you, we should get like the inside scoop. You should have
But
like
then
a
that takes
flag.
all the fun out of it.
Dun dun dun.
It's good to keep you guessing.
Yep.
So was that what you were reading as historic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that right there shows them putting rebar in the ground, and those are all steel workers.
Yeah,
I,
they're kind of
um,
white to me.
You know,
I'm
I'm just gonna
sick
go
of
with
it, dude.
the I wasn't
I am too.
there, and I posted the article in retort to her comment. I felt, and this is my personal opinion, so I can have it. I feel that if you're gonna get up there and disrespect, and yes, I feel it was disrespect by saying every day I wake up in a house built by slaves. Well, you know what? There's a lot of houses that were in this country that were built by slaves because that's all we had for labor back then. So get over it. If it was good enough for Abraham Lincoln and all the other incredible presidents we've had since, then it's good enough for you. If not, hey, I got an idea. Pack your shit.
How about let's just be happy that we've moved into the world of you're in the White House.
Yeah,
You're making a difference on this planet. We're moving forward.
Yeah. How about you're the first lady and all you've accomplished to do is strip lunches for children down to crap?
Oh
that
my
horrible?
gosh. Yeah. I saw some of the lunches that they fed the high school kids.
So you want
after they, yeah.
I tell you what,
Absolutely
Michelle
horrible.
Obama's got a lot of nerve even commenting about
She has
anything.
a lot of everything. Turds, nerds, birds.
Well, for that matter,
You tell me what
weren't
she's
they
accomplished.
both born into
Well,
So let's
upper
find
class
something else to talk about at this point because I'm just
families.
like not
Yeah.
even happy.
Well, I mean,
and I'm sure if I'm not digging it, nobody else is digging it either.
I know, but it's just that you know, the whole politic thing with the DNC going on right now with the elections in the county is hard. I mean, you know, everybody's talking about politics, even people who don't understand politics like me. But
Well, anywho's, what else do we got? Any TMZ? Any absolutely stupid?
well, the
stuff?
whatchamacallit, you know, I like to cover the military stuff, and then Business Insider, the military and defense portion of that page, they are reporting on a new mini submarine for the Navy SEALs. And it's you know what it looks like, and I mean, I don't know if this is just a rendering or whatever, but it looks like the space shuttle, okay, without the wings. And it
The
goes
space
underwater.
shuttle
Yeah,
without the
man.
wings.
Think about the space shuttle, you know, that not the, you know, the one that went up a million times.
Not the one that crashed.
not the one that crashed,
Into
but
the
this is
ocean.
in the ocean. Wait, no, okay, no. So, so think about the space shuttle and then take the wings off of it, not the tail wing because that's still there, but you take the wings off of it.
When
and-
you say wings, I'm thinking about a maxi pad. I'm sorry.
well, that's
It
just
has
gross
wings.
and weird.
No, keep
Wow.
going. I'm
But-
being funny. I'm trying to make you guys giggle. Good luck, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Suck at that.
Succotash.
Succotash. All right,
Suck
so
at that.
but
Are
here's
you hungry?
I don't even know what the heck old succotash is. For real.
where the
Just keep
hell-
going.
I think it's got to do with squash and zucchini. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then WWE punishment for a failed drug test on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Just different radio.
Good morning, guess what? I'm
Hi, how are you?
oh, I don't work.
What's happening?
Same old, dude. You never answered Mike's question. Are your lips soft or not?
Why
I
are we
watched the
getting on
entire
this
video
conversation
waiting on him to
again?
answer. I watched the entire video and you never answered him.
Because there's not an answer for that.
If I send you something in the messenger, can you click on it?
Nope.
Did you just flush the toilet?
Yeah.
Like
you
I
did.
just found out that I can surprisingly tag myself in these pictures that Mark Bird
You can-
did.
posted. Cool.
You can
Well,
tag-
Scott,
And
back in
how
the day,
about
you
let's
tag
not-
yourself all the time.
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but me and Mike, yeah, we're not answering these questions. How do I sound like the how can I say it and sound like the guys in the government?
If it happens in the van, it stays in the van.
No,
Oh.
that's your rule. No, like I plead the fifth, or can you rephrase that question or define?
What do you mean by doing
Yeah,
something?
what
wrong?
do you mean by? Okay, so
just
there you
man.
go, Jeff. Thanks for calling in.
Good thing you're awake this morning there, Jeff.
Yeah,
Down, down,
I can't
down,
figure out why Mike even wants to discuss my lips. I mean, really, truly, why? What's the point? Unless he's
Man crush on you.
he might just be fantasizing. I mean,
You never can tell about these things.
you never can tell. I mean, it is military Mike.
Dun dun dun. Gets
He's-
cold out
He
there.
wants me to sing in the Army instead of in the Navy.
Well, when you said you had great lips, I thought you were transgender at first.
No, I never. I don't know. Let's move on. Move on.
See, every topic these days is it's just too hard. It's just too incredibly difficult to put on a morning talk show anymore. Everything must be politically correct. We can't even be politically correct because we can't talk about politics.
And my wife just says you do have very nice lips.
Thank you.
Not you, idiot.
Oh, well, you looked at me when you said it.
I looked over because I knew you were going to have some kind of stupid response.
That's what I do.
Not Mike.
Yeah.
Not Mike.
Yeah, that's what I do here.
They're not stupid. They just may not be intelligent. They're just not stupid.
Okay. Could you define that, please?
There's your government wording.
Yeah.
All right. There's also a government warning on Robitussin, but we don't call you on it.
Oh my God, Jeff, you're never gonna live that down.
No, I'm not. No, I'm quite okay with that.
Mike's just gonna, every time Mike sees you, you know what he's gonna do now? He's just gonna walk up with just anything liquid and go, here, have a sip.
No, that's what I'm gonna do.
Well,
Watch. Hi, I'm Jeff Mathis. Watch. I'm Robo something.
The doors close Sunday, and I will have 2 weeks that I'm going to harass the hell out of Mike on the morning show every morning.
Cool.
Maybe via phone, and maybe in the studio.
Cool. So y'all are official. You're official this Sunday, huh?
This Sunday we'll be done.
Cool, man. So I need a lot of free labor out of you because I need to get this damn pool up.
Well, you can't have free labor.
I need a pickup truck like now. I got a guy that's willing to just take a dump truck. I mean, not a dump truck, but a front end loader and fill a truck bed full of sand. And I just can't find anybody with a truck to go get me my free sand and bring it back here and throw it in the backyard.
I'll be happy to.
Yeah. I'll be happy for you too.
Yeah, Gwinnett County sitting here with his radar on his bike trying to catch people. Miss me, dude. He's sitting right in the turn lane, right as you come around the corner. He's got his radar.
That Robitussin makes you kind of hypersensitive, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Does Robitussin give you like superpowers? Dun dun.
Does
Yeah,
that?
he's Robo-Man.
Dun dun dun. I'm a Robo-Man. I'm Robo-Mathis.
I can't do Robitussin though, or the Vicks.
Yeah, but
44 and all that.
Yeah, but it's not quite as funny going CVS generic brand Jeff.
Oh, I know.
It's not quite that funny.
What's wild is that's the only thing I can take when I take Robitussin and the Vicks form of 44s and all that. It is like
At least that's something.
I've done some acid or something. It's
Really? Now, are you comparing that to times you have actually done LSD?
Are we really having this conversation?
He called.
Yes, we are, Scott. Scott could probably tell you better because I don't remember when I took it.
See, now that's good acid.
Wow.
I know nothing. I've never been around this man on any drugs. The only thing he's been on around me is beer and lots and lots of beer.
Did you hear what you just said? You are the biggest
He used to
liar.
be the biggest beer drinker in the world.
You should be running for office with that. I've never been around Jeff Mathis when he was doing drugs.
He never have. He was never a drug head. He was always a beer head.
Look, see this T-shirt? It's not flame retardant.
No, but you're retarded.
No, I would be flame retarded.
Sir, you're a flamer and you're retarded. It's both.
No, you have to be one or the other.
No, you don't. Not in this world anymore. You can pee where you want to.
Yeah, but you can't be a flaming transsexual.
Why can't you?
Because that just kind of puts you back in the same category.
You can be a queen and a prince and go to whatever bathroom you want.
Yeah, but you can't wear both crowns.
Sure you can. Give it a shot.
You can't wear a tiara and a crown.
Why not? The Cowardly Lion wore like a crown over one ear to the right. You just put another one over the left.
Because the Cowardly Lion was on acid, dude.
Oh my God.
Follow the yellow brick ground. I'm doing LSD.
Where has this show gone this morning?
I need some courage. I need some cognac. Y'all so weird.
Corn
man.
liquor for Stephanie.
Did you just say porn liquor?
Corn.
The yellow brick road, gold corn, yellow. Okay, never mind.
Oh, I thought it was because you could pee anywhere.
Oh my God, you
So,
can't shut up.
Follow the regular brick road. I gotta pee. Oh, okay.
Anybody want to call
Follow
him with a
the yellow
shut up
brick
Mike?
road.
He needs one today.
Follow the yellow brick road.
So I heard you called into last night's show, Jeff.
Oh God.
Yeah, Mike he made a comment about me calling in and telling him to shut up, so I had to call him and tell him to shut up.
I know, but it wasn't my show, dude. I was just kind of hanging out
Oh, I
helping
know
the
that.
dude.
That's why I did it one time, and I didn't.
Yeah,
call
I jumped.
But you had made that comment about me calling in and telling you to shut up, so
Yeah, I
I kind of
bounced.
figured you were asking me to.
Well, I was getting a lot of my
Secretly.
friends too were like texting, going, "Hey, are you doing another show?" And I'm like, "No, man, I'm just helping this dude out, man." Because I still don't know. Highway Jack did really good. He's got a great radio voice. He's very comfortable in front of the camera, in front of the microphone, and I definitely commend him on that. I just was kind of unsure if he was doing a two-man deal, or I can't sit here for 2 hours and just.
Dude, you barely sit
myself.
here with us for 2 hours.
Right. And I have the most awesomest, coolest co-host, and she.
Yes, I do. And if you refer to me as just she again,
No, you're the boss. You're not
that
the
explains
co-host.
why you're trying to thank my lips.
No,
Now look,
I know
why is that
this.
not removed?
Oh, come on, dude.
Okay, keep
I
going.
can show you pictures 10
Nah,
times.
Highway
going.
Jack, he
Yeah.
did a good job last night. I enjoyed the show.
He really did.
Yeah, he's
and,
good. He's good at it.
And I didn't know if he was doing just talking to the microphone. That's, to me, that would be kind of tough. You know, I'm sure Scottie could do it. I don't know if Redneck Steph has ever done it. I don't know that she'd want to, but you got to admit, just sitting here on a topic or a couple of topics, the theme of your show for 2 hours, talking to you by yourself, that's going to be tough.
That's how I got the morning show started. And that's why I had to find some co-hosts.
Unless you answer yourself. I talk to myself all the time.
Well,
Yeah, but Jeff, it's kind of expected. It's
the only
Jeff.
friends you have.
I mean, Jeff. I mean, come on. I still don't know. I mean, truthfully, until I met your wife, I really didn't know that she was real. I mean, I thought it was just a figment of your imagination.
Or a fragment of your imagination.
A piece of it.
Okay, what did you do? I just got kicked off of Facebook.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I haven't done anything.
Okay.
Somebody turned you in because
Yeah.
I'm still on Facebook.
Wow, somebody busted you. Oh my
Yep,
God.
hyperlinks at yahoo.com.
That'd be funny.
Log on is unsuccessful.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've been on Facebook on your phone?
In a second. I can
Yeah,
see
one of your
that,
friends knocked you out.
All right.
You
Well,
can back up on your just
Okay.
for fun-ism.
All right, man, we're going to get at it. We're going to go do another commercial. Holla back.
holla!
Good
All
one,
right,
guys.
all right, bye.
And girl. Bye.
Well,
Bye.
just you can say, guys. All right, bye. All right, y'all, we're going to shoot off to commercial. We'll be right back in just a moment. That is like the weirdest thing ever. Oh, I see now why some other stuff is skipping. I can't win today. Everybody hang tight. It's just for the morning, and we'll be right back. When I
Wow.
cleared out all that stuff, good Lord.
What are you laughing about, girly?
Hey,
No.
Well, mute the microphone.
I'm
how
back
about
on.
you just watch what you say?
I'm back on. Hey, it's Herman's birthday today. Cool.
I was going to tell you what.
How about you just stop? Just take a breather for a second.
I'm looking for a mirror. Where are we putting Mr. Jones?
I have no idea.
All right. Do you want him to sit here?
Everybody sits in four.
Okay.
Every guest always sits in four.
Do you want him to sit
Everybody
here?
sits in
I
four.
can sit there.
Everybody sits in four.
Roger.
Every guest sits in four.
What if there's three of them?
Every guest sits in four. Even our warning has disappeared.
Billy's birthday. Danielle Rogers, is that Jacob's wife?
I don't know. I can't, right now, my mind's on everything else.
All right, well, just it's coming up.
Okay, so did you see what just happened? Our warning popped up with question marks and blank. Remember what I said is I screwed us up.
Oh, yeah, on that.
What I did when I was redoing hard drives, this remembers your folder names. Well, it used to just say just for fun radio. And then you click on it and then it had all our country rock, everything. Well, because I moved it to the top of my hard drive, I put 1 space dash space just fun radio. So now a lot of our shit is saying it's the wrong address.
Yeah, it's not going to the right place.
So it just keeps throwing question marks out, which is why your show, my show, Crystal show, a lot of stuff isn't pulling up. So I've been redoing.
Man, I just get on there and fucking man, I just tell it like it is.
But I got the player where it's actually playing the songs the way it's supposed to finally. But I had to clear out a bunch of garbage to do it.
Hey, can we get Highway Jack to call in?
I don't know. Probably could ask when you get back on the radio.
Okay. Yeah, just good.
See if he'll call in.
Yeah. You know me, I'm trying to tie everything together.
So when we go back, by censoring yourself, bring up what a jerk. Just say somebody had posted a negative comment on a positive comment.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was like, yeah.
Okay. Because I'm serious. I assumed what you were talking about, which means other people probably just assumed. That's why I was like, don't say that.
1.6
No, I
million.
That's just crappy to come to somebody's page and
I
piss
agree.
in their cornflakes.
Not yours. His. Just delete it. The problem is he could mean it in a very good way, and he just didn't finish typing it. Because a lot of people are saying that they hope that the other doesn't win.
Yeah.
Lots of people have said that.
Yeah, because who is he? You know?
What the hell is going on?
I don't believe there should be prejudice in government.
Me either.
And that's where I'm now a little unhappy with words that were said to me.
Said it. Just send me a text. Just send me a text.
Just wait till the end of the show.
Whatever.
Y'all need to put on some fucking gloves. Go at it.
I want
We
to.
need to get some of those bop pits.
I'm gonna punch her right in her nose.
I need to get a sumo suit.
For you, it would be a gut shot. For her, it'd be a punch right directly in the
I
nose.
really think that hurts my
And
feelings.
we're back. No.
Good morning.
Stephanie.
Good morning.
Stephanie is a short miniature T-Rex. So I said for you, it would be a punch right in your gut if I punched her right in her nose. So if y'all stood side by side, my right arm, both of them would look almost like an uppercut. Yours would be like right in the belly button. Hers would be like right in the nose. Wow, what is up with y'all today?
I don't know.
Why
apparently-
you had your wind knocked out of your cell with your own people being nasty to you?
Oh no, I don't care. I'm way past
Welcome
that.
to my world.
I'm
I have
looking-
that happen every day, and I now
Hey.
have to look past it. Stephanie?
I'm looking at
So Stephanie posted a very positive post.
Yes.
So if anybody overheard her mumble, what a jerk.
Yeah.
She's defending her own post because she's like, man, I said something positive, and I don't like the fact that somebody came back with something negative on my positive post.
yeah.
I'm not trying to be giddy when I say this, like hee. But what I'm trying to say is
Welcome to your world.
you two are starting to see what I deal with every day.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm blind.
Every day I have people just being stupid.
I mean, it's just crazy. Why do people have to beat other people down? I mean,
Well, it's
just-
like yesterday, me and Mike doing a video,
You
a
know.
guy that I've ridden motorcycles with before. I don't really know him all that great, but he makes a comment, says you can't fix stupid. Then he puts another comment that
Mhm.
says LMAO, then another one to go. And I know that because I've met you once.
I know. But, you
I'm
know,
like, what a deek. Like,
yeah.
if you don't like my stuff, go away. Just
Yeah.
delete me. I mean, you apparently don't want to read my stuff. Then why the hell are you on my friends list?
Ain't that the truth, man?
And-
Ain't that the truth?
you
Right
know,
there.
why do
what
you
the way
why
said.
and why do people have to go on your post and
If you don't agree with my post, then just don't type on it.
well, why do they have to go on there and like state the obvious? You know what I mean?
What-
You
what?
know, like
I never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but I'm gonna be serious. I agree with you on that. I think it's sad. I think really sometimes I try to leave the stuff so other people can see it, just so that they look like an idiot on their own.
yeah,
But then it drives me nuts because I have to keep seeing it.
yeah.
So I just go remove them and block them. I went to my page the other day and I shouldn't have done this, but I unblocked 23 people because I just didn't even remember their names at this point.
I've done that. I did that and I went, oh yeah, I remember now because they came back with.
four of them I put right back to the block list. So
Mike is did
Oh my god.
they do something.
well, it's just stupid people. Like I tried to reblock this one and it says that you just unblocked them,
What the hell
so
do think
you
it
can't block them back yet.
is? Oh,
See, it's
Ah.
too soon to add this person back to the block list. You'll be able to do it in 48 hours.
Why would you even unblock that one?
Well, I didn't look at the name when I unblocked them.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got a little telephone meeting later on this morning with a newspaper. It's a newspaper and magazine called the Daily Buzz.
Where?
And,
That
well,
sounds familiar.
yeah, it's out near where we were yesterday, really, which was kind of ironic. It's in the Madison area, I
Yeah,
guess.
man, we need to start doing a lot with
Well-
Madison. They are really wanting
Yeah.
to grow.
Yeah. So what?
And
she
Monticello.
she is the chief editor, and she contacted me. We have a mutual friend, and I'm gonna be talking to her today. So we're going to be kind of like there's going to be like a daily plug for the radio program, the morning show.
Cool.
And in return, I told her I'd feed her some leads on what's going on during the weekends and nights during the week. Or that was weird.
That was
That
very
was like
weird.
that was like a little
Weird.
fairy came in the studio and farted.
Yeah, that's the ghost
that was
bell.
not that.
Oh, righty then.
Man.
He knows he's Tinkerbell, man.
Oh.
Don't even.
Oh, that was the ghost bell.
That's like my little brother, dude. I defend that boy.
Yeah,
I thought he
it
was
sounded
your
like it.
son.
Yeah, he's basically he could be my kid.
Yeah, talking about your kids, your
Have you
daughter
seen
was
his
eating.
mom? No, I'm kidding.
Your, your daughter was.
It could be your son, Mike. You're single.
So-
That wasn't a jab. That wasn't a jab about you being single, Stephanie. What are you doing?
Suck,
Are you
man.
yawning or is that an oh my god?
Oh, that was
That
so
was a oh my
mean.
God.
Why are you mean to me?
You're
man?
single. I was pointing out that you were. Why is that an insult?
God, man, you were just so free. It's like
Can we get back to the magazine?
Meanness flows through your blood.
Shut up
sure
and get back
does.
to the magazine.
I'm Sicilian. You're mean. That's
I come from a small island right
Yeah.
off of your ass. Would you
see what I mean?
go back to the story?
Oh my
It's
God.
8:36. Only got a couple of minutes left before I have to censor everything.
Yeah, before you have to
Could
be
you
nice to
please
us.
get back to radio?
So we're going to be sharing information on local acts and things of that
Who is
nature.
beeping?
It's not me.
It's not me.
Everything I got over here is turned down, so I don't know where it's coming from. It's we're going to be sharing information on what's going on during the weekends because they feel that Just Fun Radio has a good the way it was described as finger on the pulse of this area for entertainment.
Cool.
So yeah,
Cool.
and she's probably going to have to ask her to come sit on the show every once in a while.
That's
That's okay.
not a problem.
Okay, yeah.
We want the interaction.
Okay, she's very nice. She's a very attractive woman. She's very
But
articulate.
attraction means nothing. You keep always talking about that.
Well, we don't want ugly people.
It doesn't matter. You can be blind when it comes to that.
No, we have YouTube. You
Dude, hello, you have the face for radio.
I have the man. Look,
You got the body
Look,
for radio.
look. YouTube adds 100 pounds. Oh my God! If
And
one
he
of
gets
us did
on
that,
to
you would
us.
try
I
to.
had to do that to shut
Jeez.
you down. Quit
You
talking
would
about
try
people's
to-
looks.
you
So listen,
So you belch at me.
listen. So my wife
Who, by the way, is
and
absolutely
apparently
beautiful.
Stephanie went Pokemon hunting the other day.
Yes, he did. It was fun.
I mean, this was a road trip, man.
How about let's
Yeah,
stay
it
off
was.
the Pokemon part and get to the part I was getting.
No, this was fun.
Could you shut up?
Okay.
Here we go.
I
Ding
know.
ding.
I'm
Okay.
not trying to discuss y'all Pokemoning. I'm trying to discuss where you went. So they went to the cemetery in Old Town Conyers. And Mike, I need you to do me a favor.
Of course.
See this picture?
Yes.
I need you to reach out to, I guess, the city, because I'm assuming they own the cemetery. But I would like to find out if we can have permission to go fix that.
Okay. There are some laws involved.
Yeah,
That's,
unfortunately, there is.
that's why I'm asking
He's
to
trying
find
get
out
permission.
what can be done as far as permission. Some kids have knocked over a very, very old tombstone, and it's not that they knocked over the whole tombstone, but it had 2 columns on it and a top piece and everything else. And you can see it's been there so long they just cut grass around it, which is absolutely ridiculous.
So disrespectful.
So my
And-
question is, can we go to fix it? And then it would raise the question of what could we do to fix it, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Can you send me where that is? Which
When
cemetery it is?
When we tagged ourselves into it, it came up as Conyers Cemetery.
Conyers Cemetery. Okay.
That's what
I'll
it
take
came
care
up
of it.
as when we tagged ourselves in.
All right.
I don't know if it's anything that we could or couldn't.
I
be
know
part of
exact-
it. Look at that. That's just
It's
Oh,
horrible, man.
sad, dude.
That's what
There
that-
was
that's-
there's a couple of them that need they need some TLC. There's
Yeah.
And you can
Sometimes
see
some
right
of
there
them.
where there was a piece of rebar or something that went up in there.
The post.
So we would just have to figure out a way to do it.
yeah, no
but,
problem. No problem.
You know, just throwing it out there,
Now,
man. I
can
can't
somebody help me? I
stand-
don't have my glasses on. Is that DABNEY on
Yes.
the stone?
yes.
Okay.
Anyways, wasn't trying to make a big deal out of it. Just trying to
No.
get your attention.
We'll take care of
And
it.
that one was really cool.
I just thought it would be kind of cool to go in there if nobody else is going to step up to fix it. See, look at the rebar.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the backside of it.
and you
so-
see the dates. I mean the one
Yeah.
33.
1933.
1851 to 1933, 1847 to 1901. I mean,
There's records.
maybe there's nothing to do. Maybe there is something to do. I just thought it'd be a good way of giving back is to go try to fix
You
it.
know, my last name is Madsen, and my mother obviously remarried because we were born into a Sicilian family.
I just got from Travis, and Travis, you are the one that I spoke of when I asked my wife if me and Travis could go fix it because he says rebar and some epoxy, and I know Travis is always around this super duper high strength epoxy for doing what he does. So I figure if we could go in there with some, they now make 2x3s instead of 2x4s. It's a little cheaper.
Mhm.
But we could go in there with some saws, frame it out, hold it together, some epoxy to put it back together. You know, I could take generator drills. It can be done. It's just a question of can we? Will they allow us to come in there and fix it?
Well, my mother remarried.
So for anybody who wants to hate on us, just know that during the show we're going to be completely rude and disrespectful to each other because it's a show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
But seriously, man, it's disrespectful to go into a graveyard and do that. I just
Well,
there was a couple
blew my
of
mind.
do
there
that.
was a couple of them that was knocked over.
Do that. Do that overseas. Do that in Europe or England. They'll string you up by your toes and strip the skin from
We
your
can't
body.
even do nothing about the people doing the stupid stuff that they're doing.
Go to someplace like Japan and do it. They will die.
Remember the whole guy that got caned for just doing some graffiti. I think that's what should happen. That's just my words, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, not only did we see that, there was trash that was in there. I mean, when we went towards the back of when we walked towards the back of the cemetery, you could see where people came to party because their beer cans and stuff was still left there. And there was actually a rapper that we found that we were like, wow, in a graveyard.
Like Tupac Shakur or
No, like a birth control rapper is
A who?
a birth control rapper. I mean, I don't.
Oh, a rapping rapper, plastic rapping
Yeah.
rapper. What?
Trash.
Thank you. You should have just said trash, but okay.
probably could have.
Oh my God, I couldn't even get my.
Well, I didn't know
I'm
if I
trying to-
could say
I'm
a
trying to-
condom rapper.
I was
but
trying to-
now I just
that's-
did.
That was me. I was trying to figure out how to dance around it, and I'm going, yeah. I
I'm trying to
couldn't
make
get
a
my mouth to work.
joke,
But yeah, we saw one of those.
Hey man, I hear people are just
And the
dying to get in there. I mean,
Yeah.
Wow. Boom, boom.
You stab them, we slap them.
Ooh, well, you remember I used to say, city abortion, you rape them, we scrape them. Mike has nothing to talk about that.
That's
City
that-
morgue,
that
you
was
kill them, we
bad.
chill them.
well, you stab them. You stab them. Oh, you've never seen that?
That's horrible.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Did you just see that picture?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Yes.
that picture and send it to Joe Leeper.
Yeah.
Oh my
Don't
God.
post it on Facebook.
I'm not
We're
going to
already
post
in trouble.
I will never post that on Facebook.
All right, Rich, hold on. Somebody keep talking. I got to text Rich.
I got to change that picture because that was absolutely disgusting. So, anyways, is there anything, Stephanie, TMZ, anything? No comment?
Sorry.
Are you here today?
Yeah. Your wife is handling it on my face. Can you on my Facebook post? So
Just
heard it.
please.
Yeah, I'm back in the game here.
Okay.
I was just so I found out by watching the news that
So Looper text, I'm waiting because he wants that picture.
TJ Solomon was actually the prison that he was in was actually right down the street from where my mom lives in Buford.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I didn't know that because I thought that the prison that was down the street from my mom was. I didn't think that it was an actual prison. I thought it was
prison.
Yeah, I thought it was like a minimum security type.
It may have already been minimum at that point. Just keep going. I don't want to stump your brain and it take you away from what you're trying to say because something's going on that side of the table and you're not in the right frame of mind right now.
Hi-ya!
Keep going.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all. I thought that was kind of odd that he was right down the road from where my mom lives, and he was released yesterday. For those that weren't listening yesterday,
Has he agreed to do any interviews yet?
I think he's pretty much staying below the grid right now, which I mean I don't blame him because I mean
Just a correction. I think it's below the radar, off the grid. I don't live in a redneck
you
world.
say it your way, I say it mine.
Yeah,
You know,
Say
tomato,
it-
tomato, potato.
Say it where people
potato.
understand you and mumble it. That's what she just said.
Steph, it would be great if you said potato. If you said
Potato.
tomato and
It would be
potato.
great if she ate anything
How do you
other
spell
than that.
potato?
Same way you spell potato. Ow!
How do you spell it?
P-O-T-A-T-O. P-O. All right, getting some more hate mail. Apparently, people are waking up and
And
reading
still
the other
sending-
posts. Yeah, it's.
Just delete, folks, man.
No,
When
I
get to
love
that
it.
point,
No, I can't do it, Scotty. I have to respond.
See, that's the problem. It's almost like a crack addict. You try to tell yourself you don't want to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I do it every day.
If I don't, like 2 o'clock this afternoon, I'll be like,
That's what happens. Somebody will post something stupid and I want to go say something and I don't.
Yeah, because then it's like, do
Yeah.
I want to lower myself? You know.
oh
Yeah.
God, no!
Completely
I
understand.
love lowering
If
myself.
you lowered yourself anymore, you could walk under a damn snake with a top hat.
I love lowering myself to your level. These people piss me off.
Stephanie, is that too confusing for you? If you lowered yourself any lower, you could walk under a snake with a top hat.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I understand.
What part did you not get?
Just some steps are coming out of my
I got it
mouth.
all. I'm just trying to see how that would work because
You're
nothing
envisioning.
lower. Nothing's lower than a snake. You should know that.
Oh my God, that was a good little shot. Come on, you got to give her a little credit.
Where is her mind today?
I don't even think she knows it, but that was a good shot.
Yeah, but the problem is it may have been a good, it may have been a good return, but she's returning something on something she still don't get.
I get that. I get that.
That's what makes it funny, Mike. Is she
Yeah.
said it, but she really doesn't get
Yeah.
what she even said
That's
because
what
she
I was-
didn't get what the first comment was.
That's what I was
Yes,
kind of
I
saying. She didn't
did.
really know, but that was a good slam, man. You got to give her.
It would be a good slam if she knew that she actually said something.
No, you don't have to have
It's
that.
funny. It's funny.
You don't have to have all that. I think you did good, Steph. He's been really
Thank
riding your
you.
ass today.
He has, and
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
did.
why.
You're a little rough on her today.
You do know that we can only pick on you about what you say.
And 3 times a week.
And
Oh no,
If-
y'all don't just pick on me
listen,
about
Steph,
what I say.
Steph. You say these things.
You pick on me on what I drive. You pick on me on what I wear. You pick on
Here we
my
go.
weight. So no, it's not just about what I say. So
Get some
no.
Brock Lesnar, the female version of Brock Lesnar versus DJ Scottie in the morning.
You pick on what I eat,
okay,
what
listen.
I drink.
Neither one of you
Listen,
can
listen.
pass a drug test.
I
Okay.
can pass a drug test.
You're supposed to be a diabetic and you still do certain things. So yes,
Yes.
we're gonna clarify that you're doing stupid when it comes to that.
Point, Scotty.
If I juggled chainsaws, you would look at me and say, "Do you realize how stupid that is?"
2 points for Scotty.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Some of the things that you continue to try to do to y'all's vehicles, I still shake my effing head at.
Ding, ding, ding. That's a 5-pointer.
For 3 stop. For 3
Ooh, hand in the face.
for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, she pulls in my driveway and just watches the tire go flat. and every day she took an air compressor to fill her tire up to leave my driveway. Every day I looked at this dry rot tire. Looks like Jeff Matthias's dried cracked Lubriderm free
Look like his
tires.
neck.
But it's still got good tread on it.
But
Jeff-
if you actually had to hit the brakes with a tire that dry rotted, your tread means nothing. Your tire would just
I gotta
slide.
pray the brakes will work because they're
Okay,
squeaking.
see, I didn't even have to say that. So then when I finally go out there and say, Stephanie,
Okay.
so hold on, stop for a second. Stephanie
Oh,
says,
now you're going to do it to me.
stop for just a second. I want to finish this. Stephanie says, I don't know why, but this time when I got out of the van, I could hear it going, and it went flat as soon as I got out. So we go out there after the show. She turns the wheel. She backs up. I find a nail. For 3
Actually, it was a screw.
whatever. For 3 friggin' weeks, she drove this thing and nobody ever looked to see if there was a nail or a screw in it. But secondly, if you would have ever noticed that the tire had so many cracks in it, it looked like a dried up river bed in Arizona. Why would you even think it was a screw letting the air out? You would think it was just a tire not able to hold air anymore.
That's what we were thinking.
It was a nail.
And we were going to go get a new tire, but you plugged it. So
But it had plenty of
Okay,
tread
so
on
let
it.
me get this right.
we had to.
No, stop for just a second.
Oh, here we go.
So I know the tire has like so many cracks in it, it looks like an alligator back.
Ooh.
And I know I need one, but still got good tread, even if it won't stop on wet ground. and Scott plugged it. So we got like another 10,000 miles on this tire.
No, hopefully the Blazer will be semi-parked.
If the
after
brakes
this
work, of
weekend.
course, I'll be able to stop. And you
Yeah.
say that, and then you get mad at me for picking.
Oh no, we need a new vehicle. No,
And you come in here wearing a pajama shirt
it was
and try
not
to
a
convince me it's a
pajama
real
shirt.
shirt. So then you're mad at me for picking on you for that.
It's not a pajama shirt.
You come in here and tell us, hey, I took a bath last night. You going to get mad at me for laughing at that?
The lake was up enough to where I could.
And she gets mad at me for laughing at that.
Well, you're supposed to laugh at that.
Of course I am.
The lake is up. That's because you got in the tub.
I didn't say that.
Bite
You
me,
gotta
Mike.
hey, I didn't say that one. Hey, never mind.
Oh,
We're
I'm
out.
sorry. I was
It's okay.
was looking
It's okay. Look, we got to go to a commercial.
Thank God.
Somebody save us.
Really.
And what's funny is she wants to get mad, but she says it. She makes all y'all laugh. It's not just me.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do because I'm a character on the morning show.
So then why are you telling me I pick on you?
Because you do.
Wait a minute. It's a character on a radio show.
Okay, he doesn't pick on me. He picks on the character Redneck Steph. Is that better?
Yeah, but you get offended by it.
No, I don't. I only
Well,
get offended when you
we'll
call
be back,
me
you
fat,
guys.
fat boy.
It's
You get
time to
offended
ready
when
for
I
our
call you
guest.
fat?
I never call you fat.
Oh, crap. I was hanging up. We're back just for fun.
Hi, I'm standing outside your house waiting to come in with Vernon Jones.
Yep, that's what I was we were just going to commercial. Stephanie's coming out now.
Okay.
All right, bye. Hence the reason I need my video surveillance fixed for downstairs. We'll be right back, everybody. It's just fun in the morning.
Yeah, just,
And yeah, I was going to say, you need to make sure you tell people come around.
yeah, just leave our guest out front.
Well, I mean, everybody, all of y'all are supposed to tell people to walk around.
I do, but they don't listen. People get scared as soon as they
Come on,
pull up.
Bella. You better not run in like the dog. Come on, Bella. Come on. Get your ass. Damn. Y'all gonna catch me on video killing the dog. Come on. Come on. Get in that room.
Hello, this is James Stone with American Family Insurance. I'd like to ask, when you think about me, don't think about insurance, but when you think about insurance, please think about me. Thank you. Have a great day. Make sure you call 770-285-3735. Ask for James, located behind Goodyear on 138.
Of course, the backyard looks like crap, but they're going to know we're putting in a pool.
Who cares? Oh my God. You're killing me.
I can't help it. How am I killing you? How's that my fault? Huh? Huh? Huh?
How embarrassing is that gonna be?
I can't even begin to tell you.
All right, yeah, the newspaper and on the magazine's called the Daily Buzz.
Oh yeah, look.
What?
Those are the people that we met at the Driving and Crying concert. They were supposed to reach out to us like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's Kim.
They're the people that had the red truck.
Right.
That just, yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all supposed to be sharing information. Yeah, I got it. We're supposed to do that already.
I think I know why that was delayed.
Why? Oh, well, great job.
Well, I didn't know.
You didn't know? How did you not know?
Because this is a new project.
What's up, my chick? Sorry, I got to move you back.
And her
your mama put you right in the way.
Her friend was also in that situation too.
Right.
But her husband is doing jail time, so they got divorced. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's cool.
I don't want my listeners.
Still, because if I
Shut up!
then we need a new. We should have one of these done, like a press release.
Yes.
Like
Yes, we should. Could you put that
couple-
on your list?
yeah, every couple of months we should be doing a press release.
Did you put Bella up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sorry, you guys, about my mess. We're trying to get a pool put in.
Well, I could just jump in the lake.
My wife refuses.
I like the lake.
Man, this used to be my grandma's house. We have swam in that. I can't tell you how many times we've been in that pool. I mean, in that pool, in that lake. But my wife's just like, I don't even know that lake. What are you doing?
See,
I
I
see
didn't
you
even
got your
look like you.
glasses back.
Oh yeah.
I'm so glad too, because I was like, gosh, we got to get him his
I
glasses.
couldn't see.
And you ran out, and then I looked up, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I was trying to rush back and get to
Look
the
how tall you look.
Yeah, we were just
I
talking
made
about
sure I
that.
put that high enough.
Those are my
Yes, and you
Oh my
did.
God! I just realized
Yes.
what are you doing with this guy?
You know nothing.
I spoke
Yeah,
through
yeah,
Oz
through Oz and
at
stuff.
yeah,
We've
Urban
seen dozens of times, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we moved some of this stuff. Then my wife and I were just having a conversation about urban move yesterday.
Yeah.
As you can see, we're forever growing.
Look,
I
we
can't
can
get
sit anywhere. You don't have.
Well, I was gonna say, whoever wants to be on camera, definitely, but we can put you wherever.
You can sit over there. Where you want me to sit?
Sir,
Right here.
we're gonna put you here.
We just keep piling more junk up because we come down here and then it's like,
You
oh
can
my
sit in
God,
that
I
chair
gotta
right
do
there.
that. Yeah, I just hate to make y'all sit uncomfortably.
Well, there's this chair.
Have a song going?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just give that one. I'm sorry.
Y'all good.
You have to move
My
actually.
studio looks really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's nice, isn't it?
and we stay so busy. Like Mike just pointed to something on the wall. He's like, we really need it. I said, just put that on your list to do because my list is.
I didn't even notice that Now or Never tattoos advertised on the.
Oh yeah, I
I'm
love
going
it.
there at noon.
Oh yeah.
How about that?
When you go there, tell them you just left here. I mean, that'd be funny. Yeah, because I had them once before. To me, if you're gonna do ink, you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for.
And it's forever. That's my biggest thing. I mean, I'm getting something lasered off my leg because when I was riding bikes, I thought that's what I wanted. You know, sitting at the beach, you'll see it. But that's not who I am anymore. So it's just like, thank God I have a laser guy and I've been getting it removed, you know, because at the time it was a gargoyle. It looked cool. But then as the radio station grew and I was doing more and more charities, I would have, no lie, little old ladies walk up and go, he's got the devil on his leg. And that's all they saw. They didn't see it any other way. And if you're going to do stuff in public, you have to remember they see what they see. You can say what you want, but they're going to see what they see. So I always have to watch our P's and Q's, or at least attempt to.
Do you want to put YouTube up there
For what?
so that Miss Jones can see it?
Did you say Miss Jones?
This is a live
Mr.
stream.
Jones.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
they're
Yes.
live watching that.
Well, that's why I wanted to put it up there so you kind
So
of,
I can see.
yeah, and because the way to talk to, like you'll be talking to us, it kind of shows the, so you gotta, if you sit this way, but you gotta talk that way. So
and people want the
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Believe it
yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
believe it or not, they enjoy this more.
If,
Yeah.
if literally we'll go to commercials and people will tune into this, and if I ever mute this, they go,
Oh
what
yeah.
are y'all talking about?
Our phones
We
start
know if
blowing
you
up.
muted it. And how about this? There will be, if you notice, look at Mike's drinks. We've had people,
That's
no
what I need one
exaggeration of
those.
truth. We'll have his drink sit like this one day,
Oh, thank you.
and somehow go, what flavor is that?
Yeah.
They'll ask
Or-
you about your
It's all
shoes.
visual.
Oh yeah.
They'll
If
ask about your shoes. They'll ask about your
sometimes
shirt.
the show is out, or the store is out of the blue ones, and I don't like to drink the green ones because they're all sugar. So I'll get the ones that are kind of like a different color blue, like a absolute blue is what it's called.
That light
And
is
you will
right
actually
behind
have people
him, so
comment,
my camera is focusing
why are
on
you
the
drinking
light
a
instead
different
of
Turn-
him.
monster?
Turn left to right.
It's
So they
amazing.
notice in every-
Like you're
they notice
supposed
every little
to.
detail, don't they?
It's not like it used to be. It used to be you could do radio and hide
And
behind
zoom
that
in.
fact. People
We'll get
comment
some
on
good
my
pictures. Or have them, hey, go on that side of the
Wow.
table.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you have to
And-
pass under the line.
I
You're short enough. You can go. You can limbo under that.
do the political stuff.
All right, y'all ready? Going back.
You're
And,
not funny.
So,
put
yep,
these on?
you're gonna have to
Yes,
these
sir.
on,
Put
and
those on. I got you tuned in.
You gotta-
One of you figure out which one wants to bring them in.
That's it.
Steph, you got it?
Okay.
Testing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right,
Sounds good.
ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We just brought in our guest, and it was kind of a surprise. Steph's been working on it for several weeks, and it's just been so
Yeah.
busy.
Yes, it has, and we had to make sure that we could get our schedule with his schedule. And so live here in the studio with us, we have state representative elect. Would it be?
The Democratic nominee.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah.
The Democratic nominee for
Yeah.
state representative for 91,
Mm-hmm.
is Vernon Jones. He's live here in the studio with us. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
all
it's
you guys.
great. It's great that today's the day after. That's
Yeah.
what made it so cool. When Steph said, "Can he come in on Wednesday?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, that's good timing."
But I wanted to sleep in for a
I was
change.
about to say, I think
Your
you got
first
your
day to
dates
relax.
wrong. You're like, oh no, not the day after. That would be that's your weekend.
I want to just sleep in. But you know what? Coming here, I can come here just for fun. How
Yeah.
about that?
Exactly.
There you go.
I love when he
exactly.
walks in and goes, "Man, I wish I could dress like you when I go to work."
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a little carried away. Yeah.
T-shirts
Yeah.
and jump in the lake out there.
Yeah.
Just run right off the end of the
Yeah.
dock. You know, I have
Yeah.
so many people raise ruckus at me because Oz, for instance, Oz says, "Scotty, people are not going to take you serious if you're not wearing like a polo style cotton shirt with a collar." And I'm like, I have worked my butt off to
Yeah.
not have to get dressed to go to work. I
Yeah.
love I've created, you know what I've done is, and I was having a chat with a guy yesterday. I have done the American dream. I took an imagination, a absolute dot on a piece of paper that's nothing, and turned it into something, and people can hate me for it all day long, but I've put a lot of hard work into building. I mean, this is the American dream, is to build something,
Exactly.
So it's pretty awesome.
And-
So,
And to know that we're known all over the world, it's amazing to actually have people reach out to us from Australia, and they're listening to this little radio station, here out
Yeah.
of Conyers,
I get a message
Georgia.
from Dubai, and I'm going, wow.
Wow.
I tell you that here's the
You know?
funniest. I'm sitting at Taco Bell, because what happens is normally 5 o'clock in the morning, we're up. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm down here. They're on their way in. We're done at 10, but we really don't get out of here till 10:30, 11 sometimes. And then I go visit sponsors or meet
Yeah.
new people.
Yeah.
So at 3
Anything
o'clock.
to keep him out of the gym.
Yeah. So
I like the gym.
well, I need to be
I
there.
miss the gym. I got to get back to the gym.
I got to.
I miss the gym too. I drive right by it.
But with me, I ended up at a Taco Bell right there on 138 at 3 o'clock. So it's 3 o'clock our time. It was like 3:15ish. And the phone rings, and I'm looking at this phone number, and I'm like, I have absolutely no clue where this is. I mean, the area code or nothing. So I answer it. And it's a guy in Sydney, Australia.
Wow.
And he says, "Good day, mate." And I'm looking at my phone and I'll go, hello.
Yeah, he thinks he's being pranked.
And I think I'm being pranked roughly. And the guy says, hey, would you play me some Def Leppard? And I went, sure, because I can control the station from my phone. So I'm like, sure, I can. He says, it's 5:30 our time, and I'm on top of a skyscraper, and we're setting air conditioning units. The helicopter's about to set the air conditioning units down. And I said, where did you say you were? And I'm thinking, it's one thing we have a listener in Germany. That's this side. You know, we're opposite sides. But now when you say Australia, you're completely the other side of the world for me. Right. And I'm on the phone with you and you're asking me to play you a song. I said, I will play you anything you want.
It's about a 19-hour flight. I went last year. I went to Sydney. It's about a 19-hour flight.
Isn't that something? To know that we have 2 people in Nigeria that hit us up and ask us stuff. Of course, we have with militarymike and the guys I know, we have military people all over the world.
Africa,
it's just kind of neat.
Afghanistan. I almost daily talk with Heidelberg, Germany. Yeah,
well, I got 2 people in like North Hollywood, and I go, who in North Hollywood cares about what's going on in little old Conyers, Georgia? But people love it. We just try to keep you laughing and Look, stupid Conyers, at the same time.
Conyers is known. There are a lot of amazing people from Conyers that have gone around the world, and you know, it's nothing like putting out there your little hometown.
Yeah,
where are you from? I'm from Conyers, Georgia.
That's right.
So a lot of happenings going on.
That's right.
Here.
So what's going on with you, man? We got you in. I know after the debate, we were talking back and forth, and honestly, not to I don't want to sound disrespectful. You had a lot going on. I had a lot going on. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna have to catch up with him in a minute. You know.
First of all, thank you guys for having that debate, and you were able to do it on Just for Fun Radio, and a lot of your listeners got a chance to hear the candidates. They got educated at least on some of the things or some of our positions. Although there's never, not enough time to really have more dialogue. So that's why, at the outset, I wanted to come on your show, talk a little bit about me, a little bit about what my position is on certain things. People want to know, and I'm just Vernon. I am an average American, just like anyone else. I want to work hard. I want to enjoy life, give back. I mean, there's no different now. You guys, next time I'm coming with my T-shirt on, my shorts. But today,
well, you may actually go somewhere after this. I respect that.
You might have an important place to be.
You don't have to go after this. I have to go see my mother. And if I go and see my mother
like that,
with T-shirts and shorts, so why don't you dress yourself?
That's right. That's what my parents say.
Moms want you to look good all the time.
That's right. That's right.
But you have a listener, or actually a friend, that just said that she knows you.
OMG.
Yep. So,
love that hat. I'm looking at the picture now. Yep. I love the hat.
She said she knows
and
you.
See, isn't it awesome that this is what we get to do, the social communication with average people, and that's why I built this. And I think that's what's great about you. I heard you were going door to door.
Yeah.
Yes,
you know what I mean. That means you're not too good to speak to the people, and that's why I actually like having you around, because I see so many people. That's the thing I love about Oz. Oz is willing to get right down in the trenches and get dirty with you and talk. And
you know what it is. And Oz and I have similar backgrounds. Maybe I'm sure like you guys too. I was born and reared in the South. I'm a Southerner, proud of it. But born and reared on a farm in North Carolina. Nobody knew any strangers. I mean, you waved and spoke to everybody. Yes. As a matter of fact, you were so in tune to. My hometown was so small. Everybody knew who check was good and who husband wasn't.
That's right.
But that's
way before Facebook.
That's way before Facebook.
I'm going to be quoting you on that one.
If a car were to come in our community with an out-of-state license plate, that was a big deal. Because wow. But anyhow, but I enjoy that because that's where I can have that one-on-one interface interaction. And sometimes, you guys know this, sometimes you can be misportrayed by some in some media outlets.
Yes.
And so people draw this conclusion and they have absolutely no idea who you are and what kind of person you are. And so when you do that and have that one-on-one, it gives a person an opportunity to get to know your personality, your real personality.
And I try to keep, I mean, it is hard. Let me get this. I try to keep all our personal views out of a lot of stuff because you have people that will say something and overreach, and then they get angry and even overreach more. But the problem is with us being in media, we're supposed to just stay focused on the facts and try to stay focused on either airing it or not airing it, because some situations should be aired. Some situations I just don't want to be part of.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we got to keep our personal out of it. And I think at the same time too, your personal needs to be known.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to just see what they see based on the media. They need to hear your voice and know what you're about. And I think that's where you have to walk the fine line just as well as we do, you know?
Yeah, you know, and I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but as I look at some in the media, the days of Walter Cronkite is pretty much over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I look at a lot of the media folks now who are supposed to be, you know, responsible journalists, and they're discussing, let's say, the current debates in the current presidential election.
Right.
You used to be able to look at the news, get the news. You didn't know from that reporter whether they were for this person or against that person.
Exactly.
Now, if you look at whether it's CNN or MSNBC and others, you know exactly which candidate they favor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To me, that is not. I mean, if you want to have entertainment tonight, okay, you have your own personal opinion.
Right.
The Rush Limbaughs and others.
That's its own type of
that's
show.
not. I don't see that as news.
Right.
That's entertainment.
Right.
You know, and if you're going to have news and entertainment, when you do get to the news, be factual and don't take a position.
That's
Just
right.
report the facts.
Right.
Let your listeners make a decision.
Yeah,
You know?
I try so hard to be like that because, you know, we joke because if you look at the radio world, you always had the shock jock. You always had the guys that were just trying to get the attention. And now it's almost like the media, the Channel 2s and the Channel 5s, and it looks like they all do it because I get so irritated in the morning because we're trying to hear a bunch of news while we're drinking our coffee to come down here and have some of the stuff to talk about. And every commercial, right before the commercial, it's 30 seconds with a piece of a story. And then they say, come back and we'll tell you more. And then when they do get the guy on the microphone and he starts talking, he still leaves out a lot of key information and says more in 30 minutes. And I'm thinking, what about the guy that just only heard your piece and then got in his truck to go to work? Then he gets to work and he has a conversation with a female. This female heard her 30 minutes. So I heard the 6 o'clock part. Right. She heard the 6:30 part, and neither one of our parts match. And that's what destroys the media right now is nobody's actually, and we were having a big discussion, a month or so ago, something bad had happened. And what we were hearing from one channel did not match what he heard from another channel. So I heard the 5:30 report on Channel 2. She heard the 6 o'clock, and mine didn't match hers, and neither one of ours came close to matching his because he was listening to a whole different channel.
Well, you know, that's why there's room for social media, because when the facts do not get out or a person's position does not get out clearly, you have an opportunity as an individual now to state the facts or put your information out there. And sometimes, you know, mainstream media do not like what social media is doing.
No, absolutely.
But that's why social media is getting bigger and bigger, because people are like, you know what, let me check. People are checking social media now to verify stuff as opposed to on the mainstream media. So it's interesting how it's all evolving, but hey, it is what it is. But there are a lot of good responsible journalists out there, and I appreciate and value them.
I just wanted to like on the debate. The debate didn't turn out quite the way I wanted. I definitely wanted more of a turnout, but I wanted the people to have a voice. That's the whole reason I made a pretty much a pirate radio station, because corporate radio, if you tried to call them, it's going to take you 3 people before you ever get to somebody that's actually going to let you speak.
Yeah.
And by the time that's this diluted water, by the time you do get to the microphone, I wanted to be able to say, hey, we the people have a voice. We the people have a right to hear what we want to hear. And the thing about the debate is I didn't want it strictly mainstream questions. I wanted it to be where Miss Parker sitting out here has a question, or Mr. Bob over here has a question, because everybody that's a citizen should have a right to be heard. And in most avenues, they don't. They don't get, you know, if not to bring my personal opinions, you know, too much light, but like our chairman that we have in our county now, I can't even tell you that me and him's had but one conversation.
I couldn't tell you what he looks like.
You know, there's been so many times we've seen each other and he just walks past me. And I'm thinking, wouldn't you want to take the guy that has the media reach in this neighborhood? Wouldn't you want to befriend him? Wouldn't you want to let me, he could actually use me to benefit him, but he doesn't see that.
I was ready to say that.
You know,
and before I say anything else, I have to do this. I have to thank all the fine people of Rockdale County who supported me. And you know, here's what's important to me. Those that supported me, I appreciate it. And those that did not, I hope to have an opportunity to earn their respect and earn their support going forward. But I met some amazing people here, and I really just appreciate that. And you're from being on your show, I was contacted by a number of people. So
asking you not to come back. Don't do their show, man. It's hurting your numbers.
Y'all pardon me for just 1 second.
Going back to what you said about the chairman or anybody else, this is a good source to be able to get your word out, get your message out to the people that are here. So I want to come here as much as you guys will have me.
There's always an open seat.
Open invitation. Yeah.
Now we do have night shows now. We and they're actually filling up fast as we're generating these new formats. I do a show called The World According to Mike on Monday nights, and I'll just go ahead and tell you there's always an open seat. Now it's completely different on some of these formats. This is a nice on my show, it's that I stretch the Second Amendment and my freedoms to the as a 28-year disabled combat vet. I feel that I've got to have a voice. So I represent a Foxhole Support Network group, which is nothing but veterans. And so they call in, and sometimes they just go off, So I'll go ahead and invite you and tell you, you always have an open seat. Just give me a call earlier in the day so I can be prepared for you. Get you a monster.
Well, thank you. I like the monsters.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I do want to come talking about your military background. My dad, World War II vet, 100% service connected. I went to college on his VA benefits. And then I have my second oldest brother, Vietnam veteran, and 3 other brothers, including one of them serving in Iraq, the first campaign.
Right.
And 2 of them are disabled as well. And so growing up near Fayetteville, North Carolina,
Fort Bragg,
Vietnam, as you
know. The planet.
And so I'm very, very in tune and aware of veterans and supportive of veterans. When I was the chief executive of the CAB, I created the first Veterans Commission.
I remember.
To recognize and support veterans. And, one of my brothers came down last year. I know he doesn't like me to talk about this, but he called me the day before Thanksgiving last year, and he was in a hotel, has a home, but he was in a hotel, kind of barricaded in a hotel, and said, look, if something happens to me, and man, I didn't know what was going on. Got up there and realized PTSD is real.
Very real.
It's very real. And had to get him here. And when we went to the VA to try to get him an appointment. That was in November. His first appointment was going to be February, I think the 15th.
Yes, sir.
I said, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. So quickly got in one of my primary physicians, but support veterans. We need to be there, that support group. And
there are a lot of veterans locally.
Yeah.
Just right here in these little country towns. Yeah. These are where we come back to. When we're done, we come back to, very rarely do we go to the big cities. Most veterans retire.
Want to come back home.
Want to come back home. Want to relax. Want to get a job on a internet radio program, So on Tuesday nights now we have the Angry American, which is with Highway Jack, and he is very, very vocal. And then Wednesday nights we have the Rough Edge.
Yes,
it's
a rock and roll show.
It's a rock and roll show.
Well, he plays a little of everything, actually. It's really kind of funny. Our guy has just such a huge spectrum of music that he listens to. Yeah. So one minute you'll hear like a Southern rock, almost rock and roll, then another rock sound out of LA that doesn't sound like anything we've ever heard. So it's kind of a neat show.
Yeah, he's that's a live remote out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then Thursday night is ladies' nights, and being that you're a good-looking man, all right, they're going to let you come and talk.
TV, not in person.
They're not going to let Mike come.
They won't even let me. They changed the lock on the door. The studio door has a digital pad, and during ladies' night they change it, so they won't even let me in.
Change the alarms.
I bet you, if you said you were coming, they'd be like, "Oh, Brandon Johnson, got me. They would love it."
Man, your studio. You never know what's going to pop into your studio.
Look, I just text my security guy, and I'm like, dude, I need that camera right there fixed because I got cameras at the house, but I can't see who's in the front yard.
Yeah. Monday night, what happened? There was 9 cars out front. So all I can say is, like, after this, yesterday we had an appointment with a local business, unfortunately burned down, and so. But it was kind of ironic. We had a meeting right after the show. And then Scottie said, since you're not going to that, will you go with me to this other meeting? Yeah. And we're going to be doing something with the Oxford Civic Center, correct? In about 2 weeks.
It's Oconee.
Oconee.
Lake
Oconee.
So you see what I'm saying is every day now, this is starting to pick up. And I tell you what, I'm going to be honest with you. We try to do our absolute best to represent Rockdale County in a positive manner. I don't know where the bitterness came from, but we find it because we are spreading.
Well, what
out,
it is because I'm direct. I don't beat around the bush.
No, does anybody else see that?
And
I get in trouble for being direct.
I do too. I do too. That's why I think I like you so much, because you shoot from the cuff. I believe
we do. That's exactly what we like.
I tell other people I am not going to take a bunch of crayons and draw pretty butterflies and rainbows all over this room when there's a gunman sitting in the room. You can't discuss crime on Salem Road and make it sound so pretty. There's been 4 murders on Salem Road. Let's be real.
Yeah, we're not trying to.
That's right.
Make anyone afraid.
That's right.
But we want to make them aware.
We need you realistic.
Yeah.
When you get out of your car at 10 o'clock at night, I need you to be aware, protect yourself, and be prepared. So, it gets me in trouble. But I would rather be direct and them say, "Hey, Scottie's real," than Scottie's gonna BS you. Because I'm not. I've learned a lesson called playing nice in the sandbox. That's what I call it. If I don't like you and we're at the same event, I'm gonna play nice in the sandbox. But it doesn't mean that I'm pulling out your chapstick to kiss on your butt, because it don't work that way.
Well,
just a fun radio.
It's just being real. It's just we have rights.
Last night I have a pit bull, and she's okay around people. She doesn't like Scottie. Right? So
I scared her is what it was.
I was meeting a friend over there, and we're gonna go for a walk. Okay. And so it's like, meet me at the Wheeler Park, blah, 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 all that other stuff. And I said, okay. So I'm driving up and I said, now, do you mean the annex building? And she was like, I'm not sure. Oh, I see you. So we pulled in there last night. I want to brag a little bit. Last night at sunset, do you know how many people were at that park?
How many?
More than I can count, and I'm a smart guy.
That's good.
And it really felt good because everybody's always saying, "Oh, don't go to Rockdale County at night." I bet you there's 300-400 people out there last night. And we, they're walking around, and we were sitting there, and my dog, and they're like, "Such a pretty dog. Does she bite?" And it's like, it's not my dog. I was making jokes and with everybody, every ethnicity, male, female. I'm sure there was some Jewish folks, some Muslims, everybody walking around. It was a great time. And you know what? Nobody was, there's some fat people that were going around there a little stressed out.
That was you.
Yeah, that was me.
That was you.
I sweat a river.
Enough about you.
It's crazy in this.
But it was great. It was a great time at the park
control.
at night. So I want to just let everybody know Rockdale County does have places that are perfectly safe. There was no law enforcement there. I didn't see anybody. We're just all being
the law enforcement has stepped it up a lot in the last few months too. So it's a good feeling.
And I believe that would be city police.
Yeah, city.
That would be the
Parker Road City.
I got this. They were chasing Pokemon at the park.
Yeah,
there were a lot of people. As a matter of fact, there was, and we were laughing and we were joking, and they were joking with us, and nobody really knew each other.
So it was like imaginary manhunt.
Yeah, but the thing about it is
so
Rockdale
here's the catch. There were
works.
so many people walking around like this, Mike. You still couldn't get a date. They never did this. And then they go, "Oh my God, it's that hippo I've been looking for.
It's real."
I thought it was just a Pokemon. So look, let's get off the commercial real quick, and we'll be right back. We had some more guests show up. I was actually contacting Bobby with KMT. I'm like, I've got to get my security camera fixed. Because, we're down here. We don't know what's out front. One of my neighbors had texted and said, "Hey, there's some people walking around your front yard." I'm like, okay. let me run upstairs and see. And, of course, I just run to look at the camera that's at the top of the steps instead of the screen at the top of the steps instead of the one down here. So, all right, everybody, hang tight. We'll be right back. It's just fun in the morning.
Too funny.
See, it's fast, dude. It's fast.
We do.
Y'all have too much fun.
Sometimes it scares people off.
So
we got
Adam and Sonia. They are very good friends of mine. I mean, longtime friends. But Sonia, ironic, this is her daughter actually.
Oh, okay. And I've met y'all two together several times.
Right.
Yeah.
So she and I used to work together. Actually, we lived in an apartment complex, not together, but in the same complex.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking.
We're still live on YouTube.
The cameras are still
We're still live on YouTube.
And are you her husband? Are you her husband?
significant
Oh, okay.
other. Significant other.
No, I was just making sure that he understood that too, because
Yeah,
when you're
you
live
don't
on
get
camera,
this
he's
right.
sitting there.
Everybody still
Scotty,
seems
don't
happy.
go there,
We're
Scotty.
good.
Don't so anyhow, so Sonia and I lived in the same neighborhood. We ended up working for the same company too, MCI. And then she decided one day that she was going, or somebody decided they would have a baby shower. And I show up with some Pampers, and so I'm the one that's known for buying her daughter her first Pampers.
Isn't that
before she
something?
was
And
born.
now look how
Now
many
here
years.
she is
right?
in college
And
now.
now it's live on YouTube, so it's archived.
And
What
so,
was
And
really
she's
cool was
helping.
when I met them at the Urban Move and watched her interaction with people. That was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, maybe. 17, yeah, because you wasn't quite 18. And I'd said, how cool is it? This girl is not
Wow.
even an adult yet, and she's got
So
her act
mature.
together.
Yeah, oh,
She's
totally.
got her act
mature.
together.
Yes.
and so 26 years ago, she was helping my first campaign.
Wow.
Got me into this business. And then yesterday she's been in a campaign, but all day yesterday she was running a lot of stuff from in the field operation. So it's kind of ironic how
That's
going
just
from one
cool.
generation to the next generation means how long I've been around.
But you know what? It also
Wow.
it puts in motion what I try to tell people all the time, that just fate, the way things are supposed to go,
Yeah.
and the way they're supposed to end up.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, it's kind of like that gear. You keep trying to fight it, and it's still trying to go the way it's
Yeah.
trying to go. Sometimes you need to kind of look back and go, let's see where this is going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. let's see
Because
what's
I mean,
going on.
now look where you are. How many years? You say 26 years later? I mean, good
Wow.
Lord.
I would've
And
never
she still
known
looks the
it's been-
same. I don't. She doesn't look the same either. She was a little baby, and all of a
Right.
sudden, now she's in college. You're at, what's your university again?
Belmont University.
Belmont
Good deal.
University.
Good deal.
Well spoken, very smart.
Well, that's when we met her, because I'm sitting here, and when Oz was telling me, he's like, she's not even grown yet. And I'm like, she's got her act
She's
together.
very mature.
Like she knows
Yeah.
exactly where she wanted to be, and that was real cool that night.
I would have never thought that you were only 18.
And we were just talking about the Urban Move last night. My wife was bringing it up, and I said,
Yeah, we were.
of course, I still haven't taken my wife there. So she's like, look, there's your picture for your memory pops up on Facebook. And she's like, do you remember being there? I was like, yeah, I should have taken you there by now.
Yeah, we were chasing
Oops.
Pokemons over there.
But we get so busy. I mean, just like all y'all, we get so
Yeah.
busy.
It's the baseball
Forget
cap
your
and
time
sitting
just
as the other
so
had the
fast.
cowboy hat. Yeah. So
Yeah. That's right. That's
All
right.
right, 47 seconds on the song, and then another minute for commercials, and
All right.
we're back.
now you said you went to college on the
Yeah,
VA fund?
for although a lot of benefits been restricted since they are been
Yeah,
diluted.
really changed.
But my dad been 100% service connected, and we were still children. When I graduated from high school, they paid my tuition. They paid my tuition if I lived on. They paid my tuition and not books and fees, but they paid the actual tuition, and then they gave me a stipend every month.
like the BHA stuff.
Yeah. And
Well, I
get
would
that
love
way
to
to
not
shit,
not
so
today,
bad.
but I would love to sit down with you
Yeah,
and
yeah.
discuss what we could do, anything we can do to be involved with the Veterans Administration
yeah,
or whatnot.
absolutely.
They don't
Yeah.
like me. I'll just be honest
Yeah.
with you. I'm very
Because you hold
outspoken.
them
to 'em.
accountable.
Yeah. I got blown up. I lost hearing in my ear. They give me a
Huh.
hering ear in batteries, but they won't
We ready?
authorize the claim. So
Oh, he was
Yeah.
picking it, Mike.
That's big enough, Mike.
When my dad I used to take him to the one in Claremont. I remember when I first had an issue, and I went straight to the director's office. And I said, look, you guys got some challenges. If you don't fix it now, it's going to be a bigger problem. And
Lo and
they got
behold.
my dad's situation resolved. That was because it was me, but so many others were having issues, and finally that thing just blew up
Yeah, really
in
did.
people's faces, and it's still a challenge
Thanks
over
for
there
handling
now.
that.
I mean, why do you have to wait several months to see a doctor?
Oh, yeah.
Not our.
I just did an interview with
Yeah.
11 Alive
Yeah.
See, we got 100% response.
about 2 weeks ago. They're doing a documentary on PTSD.
So we don't catch them when we
So
get 'em.
I did.
real.
Yeah, I did. Oh gosh, I was probably up there for about 4 or 5 hours with that
Wow,
interview.
it's
So-
real. PTSD is real, and I saw my brother completely change. And he wasn't taking his medicines. I didn't
Right.
know he was even supposed to be on these medicines. And I guess
Crystal said that
he had a
Oz
bottle
was
of dog.
here.
They thought it was
But
a dog.
Oz isn't
It was
here.
therapy
Mhm.
because
She made a post.
just giving.
Oh,
some
yeah.
and shit.
Tell her to pull it down.
But man, this cat hadn't been asleep.
Oh, but
in
I,
like 3 weeks. Just
He-
really
he
just
may
in a
show.
glaze.
Y'all ready? We're going back now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is there anything
Boom,
you'd like
boom,
to talk about? Is there-
boom.
And we're back. And it's really cool who our guest is today. So I know it's 9:30. We have some new listeners. Y'all know I do understand people to and from work. You know what I mean? We have people. We actually had a lady from Germany send us a message at 11:36 last night saying, good morning.
Yeah,
I'm on my way to work. And I'm thinking, I'm glad I turned my phone on silent because I was on the way to night land.
Night land? Where you got number 9?
I got a 2-year-old in my bedroom.
Number 9's on.
Thank y'all. I got
Whew,
you.
man. I tell you what, that's like a what would you call that? A community microphone.
Well, what it is because Mike breathes heavy. I think he was a phone pranker back in the day, and
You guys do like each other, don't you?
no.
See, he's mean.
So I have a certain device put on the microphone so you don't hear him going, what are you wearing? So I have to turn on another mic.
Look, guys, don't get me in trouble.
If you want to leave, it's okay.
No, it's a morning talk show. Everybody knows. But
It's all good. It's all good.
he does. He's, you making my pizza yet? I mean, so Mike, come on, don't act embarrassed now.
I'm just
So
gonna let him
I
dig
wanna-
that hole.
Yeah, I want to change gears a little.
Yeah,
bit here.
let's do.
So I hear you're a classic car
Who told you
fanatic,
that?
a little birdie.
Hey, while you're on this show, people will start sending information to us.
Yeah, we'll know everything about you.
But you love
Or
the
if they
classic
think about it.
cars.
We aren't gonna share any dirty laundry though, because that's not what we
okay.
brought you
Yeah,
here
no.
for.
You
That's
know
what the
what?
night
It's
shows
okay.
are for.
In my business, you have to be an open book. And so,
Yeah, we've
it-
learned to be.
It gives me a chance to clarify some rumors. But anyhow, I do like classic cars. I grew up with older brothers in the 60s and 70s and muscle
When the
cars.
cars
were the
were-
big-
68
oh my God.
Chevelle.
And
That was my
68
first car.
Chevelle. My favorite was a
First
67
car.
GTO, which my
Oh,
brother bought
man,
after
yeah.
returning from Vietnam.
Awesome.
And but I
sweet.
just sold my 56 Buick
Oh,
special,
man.
and now I have maybe one left because I have several. I got one left. I have a 66 Mustang. But I
Fastback.
don't have the 289. No, it's the little just regular.
Got you.
It's not that Steve McQueen version that he used to. Where was he driving that? in
That was that
movie?
fastback.
That was that fast.
It was
Yeah,
a
man. My
fastback.
grandfather had that red version
yeah.
of that.
Wasn't that the first Mach 1? I think.
I think it
Uh-uh.
really
Or
was.
the
Yeah.
Mach, the GT Mach.
My
So, yeah,
first car was
Look
a
at that
71.
picture on Facebook, man. It's like a
And again, just for all the new listeners, we have Vernon Jones in the house.
Hey,
So
what's
so
going
glad
on?
to have him
Man.
in today.
He's
my
photogenic. Look at the monster too. The monster's
Oh yeah,
perfect.
it like perfectly, and I didn't mean
Alright,
to
I'm-
do that.
You know what?
No, it doesn't
We
matter.
should
I'm-
get some advertising
That's
dollars.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, they
Let's
should-
help this.
Yeah.
This
As
what's
many
coming
as
up.
he drinks, he should be a stakeholder in the
Mike
company.
Shea-
Well,
Mike
I kinda
Shea
am.
is with me.
So yeah, no problem.
He's look, if they have to take a kidney from him, there'll be an M pressed on it.
That's not funny.
Why is your kidney blue? Well,
But yeah, anyhow, I do like old cars. I like antiques. That's one of my favorite things to do.
That's cool.
Is to go antiquing.
Oh, really?
Cool.
Yeah.
If I can
Man.
start, I'm thinking about several different types of foundations, but one I would like to start a foundation to raise money to go out and preserve all historic homes. The antebellum.
Yes.
Great
yeah, I
revival.
can't
Yes.
stand watching
They're falling
people
apart.
tearing them.
Yeah.
We drove
not-
through somewhere yesterday, and I said, "Look at that house!
They're
Wouldn't
not
you like to
maintaining
have
them. They're
that?"
just kind of going down.
Mhm.
It's such character. So
100-year-old
Yeah.
houses, man.
I love antiquing.
He asked me that, and I went no.
We passed this house. It was amazing. I said, dude, look at the wraparound porch.
Yeah.
I said, it would be big enough if I could put the radio station downstairs and put you upstairs. And he's like, I wouldn't live there.
Yeah, and you know
Are
why?
you
'Cause
kidding me? He would too.
You know what he said? I'll put you up there so I never have to see you. See, he cut it
No,
short.
I would put him there so that I'd always have somebody living for security right there where my gear is.
Now, let me ask you a question.
trying
So
to
we're
make
talking
you
about
feel
this.
bad.
Earlier today, we were talking about cemeteries and stuff, some of them that are in
Yes.
disrepair. So as we're moving forward, can you kind of outline what your position will be on the things that are coming up? I mean, I'm sure you've got stuff that is set in stone, but I'm sure you've got stuff that you've got to respond to immediately. You know,
Let me share this with your listeners. A little bit about my background. I come from the private sector originally. MCI, Bell South, information technology, project management. Spent some time overseas working in Argentina, building the network, building the cellular network over there. And
oh wow,
then after returning, I got elected to the House of Representatives, served on the Appropriations Committee after my third year, Special Judiciary, Banks and Banking, had some great committees, insurance. And then I got elected county executive. And my role as county executive, I had to manage about 8,000 employees, had a budget about $3 billion, including
Wow.
assets and pension funds, managed nearly 46 different agencies. But one of the things that I was responsible for was the Department of Transportation. And it was important to go to try to address some of the transportation issues.
Yes, sir.
And at the root of all of it, you have to have funding. But we did a good job of taking local dollars, maximizing with state and federal dollars. And we were able to do some major infrastructure improvements to address traffic gridlock, adding left and right turn lanes, deceleration lanes, traffic light synchronization, building more sidewalks for pedestrian friendly purposes. And as I look at what's coming up in the General Assembly, I have to think about here at Rockdale and DeKalb County first. There are some major issues with traffic.
Yes.
How can we work to address the traffic gridlock on 138? Going over that bridge and over there, Dogwood Road.
Yes, sir. Very, very difficult
Walmart.
area.
It's very
difficult
difficult.
area.
And
Yeah.
Rockdale is such a great place to live. More and more people are coming here. It's putting more and more pressure on the infrastructure. Having worked in local government, now in state government, I want to work with the local, now Oz, who's going to be the commission chairman, and Sherry Washington is going to be one of the newer commissioners. Work with them in the city of Randy Pointer. I'm not Randy Pointer, the mayor of our college. I knew Randy Pointer.
Randy, but that's it. You're telling your age.
Yeah, I'm telling my age.
Some
God
of us
rest
old
his
guys
soul,
remember it. Yeah.
but working with the mayor here on helping to get state dollars to address some of these state corridors like 138.
Man, I keep hearing this, and as you're talking, I'm going, Salem Road to get fixed.
And Salem Road, that's another one.
Because I literally, I know, depending on my time of day, when I pull up to that stop sign, I'll look at my clock or my phone and I go, okay, this time I'll take the chance of going left and go to 138 and try to get on I-20 because I know I can't go Salem Road. And in Saturday mornings, you find everybody finds this insane to believe. Saturday mornings, you do not go down Salem Road because there's 3 red lights backed up, and that's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Saturday weekend traffic, that's local traffic. Weekday evening traffic is all of those who are coming through Rockdale to get to Newton County, to get to DeKalb County, to get to
yeah,
Clayton
Jackson
County.
Lake. There's no telling how many people go down that
Jackson Lake.
162 just to get to
Exactly.
Jackson Lake.
So I want to work with, having run a Department of Transportation, I want to work with your local folks here to address some of that traffic gridlock. I don't know if you've been on Astrid Dunwoody Lake or Jimmy Carter Boulevard.
Oh, Jimmy Carter
Jimmy
too.
Carter
Yeah.
and 85 and that Astrid Dunwoody, the new bridge, how they redesigned the bridge to get traffic getting across there.
Yeah.
It's an amazing design they have.
Yeah.
You know, and
It
so,
takes a second, but then once you watch, if you step back and watch the flow of it,
It
when you
works.
see it, you go, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But when you see the flow of it, you go,
Yeah.
holy cow, why did this not exist 100
Yeah.
years ago?
Because you're literally going on the opposite side of the
Yeah.
the lane that you would normally see traffic.
But it's
but
perfect.
they have at times. So
Mhm.
that's going to be not only is that important here locally, but with the state having passed that $1 billion transportation plan, I want to make sure some of those dollars get back here to Rockdale
Yeah,
County. It's your
that's
own
beautiful.
tax dollars.
Yeah.
Now there are going to be issues at the state, obviously, that's going to deal with issues that have statewide impact. It may not necessarily be a Conyers or DeKalb issue. However, though, being in those discussions and being in those debates and understanding what people back home feel, I want to make sure that I represent you all well. And having served there 8 years, I understand that body. A little more personal though, law enforcement. Having run a police department, one of the probably larger ones in the Southeast. I've had I was unfortunate. I lost several officers while I was in the office. And one of the things I was able to do in working with staff was to create a police foundation where every police officer in DeKalb County had a $100,000 life insurance policy in the event something happens to them. You know, there's nothing like having to go to a young family, a widower, a young widow, I should say, and small children. She's young, her children are young, and they just lost the primary income.
Yeah.
And a blanket insurance policy at 100K is really not that expensive.
It's not that expensive. Let me tell you. But the benefit of it is huge. And right after we created this thing, I lost 2 officers in one night. But those families were able to receive that. So I want to work with your local sheriff here and your local police chief and the business community to put together a foundation where these officers' families can have access to this life insurance policy. Now, we don't want anything, and we hope, Lord knows, nothing happens. But whether on or off duty and something happens to them, like him, McCaffrey.
Well, I was going to say, I work with a big organization that's called COPS, which is Concern of Police Survivors. And what it is due to the fact that when an officer goes down, it does take X number of days or even a month before the pension and stuff starts rolling in to the family.
Right.
So COPS, their organization, they jump right in immediately and they start helping pay for things. And this foundation actually helps take care of the family until the pension and all the other stuff gets released. Because I could be wrong, but like from what I understand is from the moment that they are deceased, the medical benefits for the family sometimes stop.
Yeah.
So COPS has to kind of step in and go, hey, this officer died in the line of duty, but his kids still have to have insurance and his wife still has to have insurance, and you've terminated something upon the death. So it's really cool that you're willing to speak out and to help on that.
What about those young kids when they get ready to go to college? Their father's not there to help pay that college tuition.
That's right. Absolutely.
So that monies can be set aside for that. So look, the sheriff is the head of law enforcement on the county level, and the police chief in the city.
Yes.
But I want to work to support them and share. And I've had some conversation already with the sheriff. I think he's very interested in it.
And with this being said, too, because I know we move so fast, Michael Myers from the sheriff's department said, it's Stephanie's cousin, says, hey, good morning. Tell Mr. Jones I said congratulations. I'm very proud of him and looking forward to working with him in the future.
Mr. Chief, thank you so much, Mr. Chief.
Yeah, Mike's great. And
we love those
his
guys.
wife really married down. So I just want to
me and
she was being punished.
me and Michael Myers, every time we talk, he's like,
great.
Military Mike just keeps saying we both married up, and I went, I'm okay with that.
His wife,
but supporting law enforcement is important to me and near and dear to me.
Well, both of my daughter and son-in-law are both in law enforcement.
And my brother was a police officer, by the way.
My friends, everybody. Yeah. I can say that knowing, people have a perception about police officers and they think something completely different until they know them or they have them in their family. They're doing a job. And by you saying that the first thing you're thinking about is taking care of their family is immense. You see what I'm saying? That is huge. It's universal. Geez, you care about not only the officers, which we're supposed to do, you care about their families in case of need. And that says a lot about you, Mr. Jones. It really does.
Hey, look, I'm just going to poke for a second. That's my motorcycle. What does that tell you how we feel about the police officers?
Let's go to Sturgis.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I've got the fallen officers memorial bike.
I see this team formulating. You and all these other folks that we know that we've been involved in, with us. And I see the sheriff, and we love the sheriff. And then Oz. Oh man, I just see this great team building in this area.
What a network!
And you know what? This has been a long time coming. Starting to feel pretty proud about being in Rockdale County.
Yeah.
Well, you've always felt proud, but you begin to feel prouder that you feel like there are people that are in key positions that's taking Rockdale in the right direction.
In tune with the community.
But we cannot do it without the help of
That's
you all.
I don't want to be East DeKalb. You see what I'm saying? I want to be Rockdale.
And you know what's cool is like my parents still live off of Rockbridge Road right outside of Pine Lake City. And all that is starting to do its change. And I try to tell people, I grew up in DeKalb. That's where I spent until I was 25 years old. I was a DeKalb County kid. Had no intentions on leaving. I've lived on Panola. I stayed mostly up and down Avondale, Covenant Highway, Lithonia area. I was always the Covenant Highway kid. And what I look at is that 20-year cycle. But the way I try to tell people nowadays is we're not in the 70s anymore. We're 2016. Look at what you envision Midtown is now and Decatur is now. That's what we need to all be. I mean, we need to become that.
If you think about it, when they brought MARTA downtown Decatur, it really just flipped it on its head back then.
They were
against it. They didn't want it there. Now it's one of the crown jewels.
That's right.
Neighborhoods recycle though.
That's right.
Yes, absolutely.
Eastlake, can you remember?
Oh God, yes. You remember all that?
Go over there.
And now look.
Yeah, so things recycle. But kind of come back what you were saying. Rockdale has its own history, has its own identity.
Yes, sir.
I think there are things that we do share. East DeKalb,
Rockdale,
and Newton as it relates to trying to address the traffic situation. There are some common things, but Rockdale should never lose its identity. The people here in Rockdale, those who've been here for generations, those who are moving here, those who want to have a great place to live, work, and play in the future for their children, if we roll our sleeves up and get involved and stay involved, it'll continue to be one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
better
Yeah,
places
that's
in the
what-
world to live.
We
That's
want them
what we
all
were
that
talking
way.
about
Yeah.
this morning.
I mean, me and Mike was Glenwood kids. I lived on Glenwood and Columbia Drive for the first part.
Did you run into Chris Tucker? You know Chris Tucker?
Yeah, well, we know. Yeah. He went to Columbia,
Yeah.
and I went to Avondale.
And see, I graduated from
Danny
Stone
Bugs
Mountain.
went.
Huh?
Played Danny Bugs.
Yes, I
played,
know that name.
For the Washington
Yep.
Redskins on the championship team.
But
We
we
were
were
all that area, and the thing that we used to, and me and Mike pick on it a lot
They
because
always leave me out.
you were Scottsdale, you were the
You're
step kid,
Scottsdale.
you were the
Yes, I
step
was
kid.
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale has changed. too.
Yeah.
Oh
Back.
my gosh! Yes,
But you know,
it
back in
has.
our day, we all got along. There was no hate back then, and we all kind of took care of our neighborhood, and that's what I try to instill around here. I'm like, we need to all take care of our neighborhoods and not just say, I don't like you, so I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I find myself being that way a lot of times because I don't like the confrontation. I just believe that we could make ourselves so much greater working together instead of against each other. I mean,
Yes.
if you think about building a brick wall, if we all carry a brick to go to that wall, look how fast that wall is going to go up and how pretty it can be. But if we're too busy taking a sledgehammer and knocking it down, we're never going to be forward. We're never progressing. And it's just irritating,
I think one of the things too, we have to listen to each other because we all see things out of different lenses.
Yeah. Lenses,
you
you recognize that? Lenses?
next time I'm wearing my Ray-Bans.
Well, I tell
Yeah,
people,
right.
I tell everybody that needs Scottie glasses, you got to see it differently. You can't be so narrow-minded. Your peripheral vision is supposed to see this wide angle, and just quit seeing this. You go straight to work and you come straight home. And how much did you drive past that you didn't even look at?
Do not wear Scottie glasses.
But
Just giving you a heads up.
We can respect people's position because they see things different. I don't know what it's like. I got an idea of maybe having a physical challenge or a mental challenge, or from a female's perspective, or from a northerner's perspective, or I'm a country boy, and Lance is in the studio. He's a city boy, and he sees how excited I get when I see a tractor. If I'm somewhere and I see a John Deere tractor, I want to get on it and drive.
We were talking about that blue tractor. We saw blue tractor yesterday. Both of us like, blue tractor.
If it was blue, it's probably a Ford tractor.
Yeah.
It was.
I know my stuff.
And he came here yesterday afternoon. He was
my stuff.
spreading my gravel,
I know
matter of
my
fact.
stuff. But my point is,
Terrible.
we all different. That's good though, because when we put our focus under the same cause that we all can agree on, man, we move forward.
How about this? Just because I love saying this, me being the DJ, I always try to tell people, and you take this analogy and put it to real life. Everybody likes music.
Universal.
Music's like ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. But depending on your mood is what flavor you want. So why can't we all just say we all love ice cream? And who cares what flavor it is?
I mean, pecan, but it's still ice cream.
Butter pecan. Jesus Christ, you're gonna get me started on some butter pecan. Maybe
You do realize I'm a fat guy, right?
But you're popular around Christmas time, though. Don't forget that.
Oh my God.
Just grow
Vernon,
a beard.
my pastor, I had my pastor here a couple of weeks ago, and he asked Scottie if it was okay to call me an idiot. And now Vernon Jones is ragging on me.
Well,
man.
this is what we do when you make
How does
stupid
this
comments.
work, man?
Popular though.
But see, when he makes stupid comments, I do this.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
So then his preacher's like, is it okay? I said, it's just a show. Feel free.
You got a red uniform, red and white uniform?
No, sir. No, sir. I do not.
The problem is he would be like Billy Bob. He'd be the bad Santa.
You know how many young ladies want to sit in your lap and tell you what they want for Christmas?
Yeah, but they're 6.
Vernon, you're telling him another scam. You're telling him another scam to try to pick up chicks. He's single. Mike,
I gotta help my veterans.
Mike, for every 6-year-old, there's got to be a single mother. Do you hear me, Mike? For every 6-year-old, there's got to be one single mother somewhere in that line at Christmas time.
Man,
You could really pick up a date.
So a $3 billion budget, huh? That's a lot. 8,000 people. That's a lot of.
Well, you know what? I want to say this because it does move fast on the morning show compared to our night show. Out of everything I hear that you've done, all this brain of mine, because I see things differently than people. So other people get hung up on one word, but what I keep hearing is cha-ching qualified, cha-ching qualified, cha-ching. If you were my check mark, I'm going, he's qualified here, he's qualified here, he's qualified. If you can run this, if you can run this, if you can run this, then why can't you do this? And I don't mean that in a negative. I mean that in the, why would anybody question? that's my point. Why would anybody question you? You have tons of experience to do what you're doing. Why does anybody question it? And I love the honesty and the fact that you're open and you said you have to be transparent. You can't hide anything. We live in a world of technology, social interaction. I mean, we jokingly say this all the time, but if you fart, somebody's gonna see it. Somebody's gonna hear it. Somebody's gonna rat you out for it. And I tell people all the time, you gotta live transparent, because if you're trying to be sneaky, somebody's going to try to find it. Don't give them nothing to find.
The feathers come with the chicken.
Yeah.
And it's okay if you want to be in this business. But, public service is a higher calling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've always seen it. And you talked about your pastor earlier, Mike. My faith is strong. And, it talks about the greatest among you shall be your servant, and the chiefest among you shall be servant to all. And so there's something about serving others. But don't get me wrong. I come from a family of hardworking people, a community where everyone helped everyone. Someone's house caught on fire, everybody's there to bring clothing or food or whatever. And so it's just my upbringing. But my mother, she's 89, and I can tell you right now, she will still crack the whip on me if I don't govern myself accordingly.
Absolutely.
But love her, and she loves me, and it's important. To me, that's the most important figure in my life besides my savior. But my mom, just having her around keeps reminding me of how we were reared and how we were supposed to treat people.
Yes.
And she's a strong force in my life.
Excellent.
And so, speaking of your mother, it's funny how all these conversations kind of going together. Where we grew up, we were back and forth on Covenant Highway. 1 minute I'm living off between Glenwood and Columbia Drive. The next minute we ended up on Panola. My mother worked for an engineering firm that was international. So at any moment you could see a guy from Japan, you could see a guy from Korea, you could see anybody. When the company would get together to go bowling, we'd all go bowling off of Memorial Drive. And there's every walk of life.
Memorial Drive
and Ray's Road. Stevens, what was it? Behind the Kmart. Hambrick. That's what it was.
I used to go there too.
See?
I did too.
But that's all of where we grew up. So what's really cool is when you hear all this and you think back to what your mother put you around, and I say that in a very positive manner because my mother taught me to never disrespect anybody.
Right.
Because we all have the same heart. We're all the same people. My mother said, do you not remember walking around the engineering firm and you were able to talk to everybody?
Yeah.
Because everybody had that same mentality. Once I got into more of the construction business, I started seeing division. And here lately, we see more division than anything. And if everybody would just stop for a second, I think we allow ourselves to get pumped up on Facebook. I think we allow ourselves to be led like sheep to see the wrong thing. And sometimes we just got to take a breath and remember our upbringing and go, what will my mama think? Because my mama didn't act like that. And to quote my grandmother used to say, you can do and say whatever you want. I understand that you're grown now, but remember your mama's going to be your best friend. She's going to be there when nobody else is, and your friends are going to come and go, but your mama's always going to be there. So treasure what you got while you got it. And listening to you talk about your mom, I'm going, God, I remember my mom. My mom always tried to steer me in the right direction. And then half the time when I do pop my mouth off being stupid on the show, I go, God, when she hears that, she's going to kill me.
Isn't that that conscious, that little thing sits
conscious.
in the show, okay, with mom,
That's right.
Hear me say this.
That's right.
But you talk, going back to Glenwood, then you know about the Cannonball Pub.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be right there. What is Glenwood in 285 where they filmed?
That was the old English
Inn. I lived in the apartments behind it. Arthur's
Burt
Court.
Reynolds.
Yep.
When they shot the movie,
Oh,
what was it called?
Gumball Rally.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
The car, supposedly, the car that went in the pool.
Yeah.
That was the pool. Was that? I think that's the pool.
Yeah, that was Mel Tillis and Terry Bradshaw
exactly
dumped it in there.
Yep.
And see, that's what we always joke about where we grew up, because we rode bicycles like it was nothing. Towers High School. I mean, all that. And, you know all that area. So I think that's what's really cool, too, is, we can say back in the day, but you were there. You know the area, and you still know the area,
When I first moved here, I lived right off North Strand Drive, which is the Twin Oaks subdivision. That's Snapfinger.
Yes.
So I was right.
Yep.
In the same.
It was right by
We
him.
were in 84, so you guys were probably in the neighborhood at the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We lived, and before my grandmother bought this house, she was in Snapfinger. Right there, one of the big condos right there. Yeah. And what's funny is, if you look back on those days, like I shot basketball outside with Dr. Rivers, who was a Hawks player.
Wow.
So to know that I was 8 years old and Doc Rivers is teaching me how to shoot basketball, you know what I mean? And we'd go to the swimming pool and all the pro wrestlers were at the swimming pool. And that's what but
Dusty Rhodes there?
yeah, but back then we'd see Austin Idol, Dusty Rhodes. I mean, we saw all those guys.
Ola and Art Anderson.
Yeah, but there was never
Minnesota record machine.
Yeah.
There was just never the boundaries that we have nowadays. And I try to go, man, I think again, and I'm the world's worst critic on my own self. I think we let Facebook run our mentality a lot of times when we probably need to be holding ourselves to a higher standard.
Let's be honest too. Now, when let's say we used to hang out at the bowling center in right there in Stone Mountain. It was kind of back behind the Kmart.
Yeah, that's the one. That's what he was talking about. Hambrick.
Yeah,
I always get confused because got Rays Road, Hambrick, and then North Harrison.
Apartments, the jockey. It was
the Polo Jockey Club. Yeah.
Well, I lived in Village Square.
She and I both. We were there.
Yeah, we heard y'all live.
Yeah.
So.
Isn't that something funny?
Heard about that earlier.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? But that was where we grew up. You know, those were the good old days.
I graduated '82 from Stone Mountain High School.
Wow.
So I went right in the military afterwards. But the point I was trying to make is, okay, we're up there in that parking lot. We used to throw frisbee, we goof off, all that other stuff. You know, when a DeKalb County police officer would pull up there, we didn't run. We actually walked up to the car. And he'd be like, hey, guys, what's going on?
It's just a mentality.
And he'd say stuff like, hey, you know, this kid or something, kind of looking for him. His parents are upset. Or I'm looking for this guy who's been breaking in cars up here. You guys seen anything? When did that change? When did it change that, you know?
Mike, here's what's interesting. Going back to what I said earlier, people have different experiences. And when they have different experiences, they have different dispositions. And so I think in some in the community where they didn't have as a positive of a relationship, and so their parents probably, let's say if their parents didn't have the greatest interaction, then the parents will kind of pass stuff along to the kids, you know. And things, we get fed that way.
It's just evolution, unfortunately. Yeah.
And so that's why it's so important. You have to break that cycle. If you know that there's a certain community that feels like there's tension, there's no communication, you really have to, okay, let's work. Let's fix this.
Yeah.
We
just keep growing in the same direction. Unfortunately, that's, you know, and as stupid as this is going to sound, do you remember the old McDonald's commercial? I mean, the Coke commercial where just everybody have a smile. Yeah. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, I wish everybody could just take 12 minutes if that's what it took. Take an hour. Everybody sit back and just take a deep breath and say, I'm just going to release some of this animosity, because I think we're all harboring it. We're all living differently, and
you got to get it out.
You got to get it out.
You know, I didn't say
it's a different world, you know.
I didn't say this during the campaign because I didn't want it to make the news media, but
here we go.
The day that they had the community meeting in Rockdale at the church, and Chief Wilson was there and others were there. That same day, I was up in Holly Springs, a little city of Holly Springs up in Cherokee County. And I got stopped by the police. And so my heart was just racing. Oh my God, here it is. I can see this all over the news. So,
Barney Jones, we have him.
So I get stopped. Let me tell you what I did and what I do all the time. Roll all my windows down in the car. And I put my hands at a 10-10 position. And when that officer came up, in my mind, I want her to see my hands. It was female, it was a white female. I wanted to see my hands. I wanted to be able to look into the car because I'm putting myself too in the position of an officer, because that person doesn't know.
You know, I believe that. I don't think they should walk up to a car. I think we should. I know it'd be dangerous to tell somebody to get out of the car, but if you think about it, with all the tinted windows, I mean, you don't know what you're walking up to.
I think they should get out.
That's why I want my windows down.
That's right. I want you to see me.
Yes. So she came up. And I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my God. So she said, I
don't know why that's tickling me.
You're speeding a little bit. She said, you're speeding. I said, I am. I said, I didn't know. I said, ma'am, I am lost, which I was. I was lost. Never been that area before. And then she says, she asked me, do you have a gun? Now, let me tell you why that's so important. To some who felt like they haven't done anything wrong, and you ask them, do you have a gun? Why are you asking me that? You're insulting me. But you can't not take that position. I just said, ma'am, no, ma'am, I don't have a gun. I'm just lost. I'm trying to find direction someone's home. And so she went on, we started talking, and she decided to, let me go. She said, slow down. And I said, ma'am, out of full disclosure, I understand your position. And I used to manage a large police department. And so you did your job. I wanted to make you comfortable. And she said, you know what, I can tell you're a little nervous. And she said, I wanted to make you comfortable. And we almost was saying, look,
The same
I know
thing.
what
Isn't that
happened.
awesome?
I know what's happening with police officer
Yeah.
shootings right now.
Yes.
I know you're black. You know I'm white. You know, we felt that. But at the same time, there was this mutual respect. And because of how I interface and interact with her, even if she'd give me a ticket, I felt that she was doing her job.
Mhm.
And as a motorist, she felt that I'm not one of those who's trying to give her a hard time.
Right.
She wants to get home to see her family. I want to get home to see my family. And it just ended in a really good fashion. And more of that, understand if you get stopped by the police, just follow their
Just
command.
follow the directions.
Now,
Yeah.
there are going to be some bad acts.
You know, there's
yeah.
always a bad
way,
apple.
but there's a
you
way
know?
to handle that. You
Mhm.
can't beat them on the streets there.
Mhm.
You can go to internal affairs, or you
Mhm.
can go to court. So I'm
That's
just
right.
saying that to say we got to talk. We got to bridge that gap. come
I think
together,
it's all a
understand.
mutual respect
Yeah,
thing, you know,
that's
and
all.
that's where I live. I've always lived my life on a respect thing, and I get aggravated when people talk to me certain ways, and I'm like, come on, man, you wouldn't do that.
But that's what your mother and your grandmother
That's
and your
what we were
parents
taught.
taught you, respect.
Yeah.
May I ask?
So hey, but boy,
Everybody's
I'm
got some-
gonna back
you're
up
popular.
real quick.
You're a popular guy.
So I have
Yeah,
a
'cause I
guy.
have
One
something.
one of our listeners says I'm a Locust Grove kid. I live in Woodstock now. However, I have lived Rockdale, Conyers, Covington. He's just naming all the stuff, and then he's basically saying that what he hears by everything that you have said today is the qualifications is exactly what I'm hearing. Now I'm taking half of what he's saying and making it smaller. But he is saying, tell him the next time he's in the Woodstock and Canton, Holy Springs area to call me. He says, I got his back. So we have listeners that are all over Georgia. Like when you brought up Jimmy Carter, one of our guys that works on Jimmy Carter, 25 years in this warehouse is texting going, hey, he's right there where I'm at. So, I mean, that's the cool thing about what I do. I'm not limited to my reach. I mean, there's people all over Georgia that listen. So it's really cool to
all over the world.
Yeah, there's all over the world. All right, go ahead. One of y'all. I knew y'all had
Go
stuff.
ahead.
Well,
You know
go
what?
ahead,
We've been dominating the conversation. Stephanie, step in
Yeah.
here.
Oh, by the
Well-
way, I love this guy from Highway Jack.
I was just gonna say, back when I started the morning show with Scottie, a lot of people looked down on my radio name. They thought I was a bigot, a racist, because I'm Redneck Steph.
Me too.
And
I'm
just we joked about it because I finally let it be
It's
known.
more of a way of life just for her.
Not only that, my family is a rainbow. I have Asians, I have Hispanics, I have blacks.
Rainbow.
Well,
It's a
we
rainbow.
love it when people call her racist. I'm like,
Okay,
your-
let me get my black uncle
Yeah,
over
it's like,
here.
get your uncle on the phone
Yeah,
because that's the
Which he has
biggest thing.
which he has called in to verify that, that is my niece. Y'all lay off. And it's just funny that people.
Well, what's funny is the people that yell about most of the time, not everybody, but most of the time, the people that we find that yell at us about racism turn out to be the ones that are holding that card, not us. I mean, we don't care.
Can't ignore the fact there are some people with some views. So let's not sweep that on the rug.
That's right.
But by and large, most of it is just misunderstanding.
It is. I think people hear what they want to hear nowadays. I think
They
just
do.
like with my radio show, everything is so fast paced that if your mind is preoccupied on something you're doing, what percentage was actually, and I'm using him as an example.
You
What
always use him as an
percentage?
example.
What percentage is heard? Like it's just like my wife and I. If she's playing on Facebook and I'm watching TV, I go, "Hey, look at this," and she don't look up. And then I go, "You just missed it." Oh, I heard it. Yeah, but you didn't see it. So you might have heard what the person said, but if you didn't see what the person was doing when he said it, did your impression of what just took place is it not right? And I think a lot of times it's because we're so fast paced nowadays.
She married down.
Oh, and I also wanted to say this, and this is going back to when we were talking about Scottdale, and you were talking about how it's grown.
Yeah.
Back in 85, 86 is when my dad built our house that we lived in. It was a Jim Walters home.
Jim Walters.
So the rent was, or the mortgage was $299 a month. To pay.
Can we
it
go
off.
back to that?
Yeah, I know, right? When he sold it in, I believe it was either 99 or 2000. That house sold for $175,000.
Wow.
And so,
Yeah,
I couldn't afford it.
Scottdale has changed. I remember when I became the chief executive, the roads were neglected, so we started paving the streets. A great community. But you mentioned Jim Walter's home. That take me back to back in the 70s. Our family home, my mom and dad built it with their hands.
Yeah.
And it was a 6-room house. And I can remember my mom said, okay, we want a new house. And my dad asked her, okay, do you want a Jim Walter home or do you want a new mobile home? Well, at that time, mobile homes were like the thing to get. So my mom opts for a mobile home. We tore that thing up within like 2 years, and we were back in our own family home. But I think about Jim Walter, that was very, very popular back in the 70s, 80s. Are they still out there building homes, Jim Walter homes?
I don't
even know.
It's a good product for what you do.
I know they came out and they did the framing and the outside, and then Dad and of course me and my brother and other family members came in and finished the inside, because I mean that's what you did.
That's what you cut costs.
Yeah.
So anyhow,
there's two things I would like to bring up with you, because you are an important man and I need help on it. One is I want to come up with.
He's not land you a date.
Oh, he's a good looking guy, man. You want to be my wingman?
No.
You know, man, let me tell you, man.
Mike, come on.
You know, man,
he is way out of your class for a wingman.
Oh my God! Are you? You're saying
he loves me, man? You can have me in trouble, man. They love getting me out there, man. I don't want to do that, man. I want to keep peace.
I'm a disabled
but we're gonna hang out,
vet.
though. We're definitely gonna hang out
in a bingo hall where it's safe.
Netflix and chill is not the right. So how about Hulu and?
So how about this? I want to throw this out there. One of our listeners that's watching the Facebook said, "There's no such thing." Let me make sure I read it correctly, because I am dyslexic. I may say it wrong. There's no such thing as racism. There's only one race, the human race.
Good point.
He says, otherwise you're dealing with stupidism.
Good point. By the way, I put that on an application one time. They asked me what was my race. I put human race. I didn't get the job. I don't know that's because of that, but I just put the human race. I got tired of just putting race. I just
yes,
human
it's just so sad.
And Mike, before he hangs out with you, we have a fishing date, and I just wanted to show you. That was called out of the lake behind my house.
Bad.
But the other side of the picture is not being seen, where it has its third eye. So don't
and the crime scene tape.
We got the yellow tape.
And the burnt vehicle.
Don't eat that fish.
I love fishing. Hey guys, I love fishing,
dude. Yeah, we got that lake in the back, boy. We've caught some 10-pounders out of that,
and hunting, by the way. And let me be clear, I believe in the right to bear arms. So let me be clear about that. And my mother, 89, believes in the right to bear arms.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm hearing, and it's so funny, because I tell people sometimes, just close your eyes and listen to the man. Who cares what the guy looks like? Listen to the man. And what I'm hearing is Southern born. Believes in family values.
Believes in God.
Believes in God. Well qualified to do his job.
Absolutely. Made a lot of mistakes.
But if not for our mistakes, where would we be?
I don't trust somebody who doesn't say that.
Man, hey, what time is it? 10:08. I'll have 6 more mistakes done by 11.
Scottie, you guys get me in trouble because I've turned down every news outlet. They're calling, want responses. So you guys.
Well, I appreciate you.
But I had to
appreciate you.
I was, because you know what? When I was knocking the other day, it was Sunday evening. Here I am, hot, knocking on doors. Had no idea. I knock on the door, Stephanie's door. Didn't know her husband come to the door and say, "I'm."
Please tell me you had a shirt on.
And
ain't that mullet something?
My wife, I got scared when he said
Look, he's like me. He pulls up his calendar going, where have I been lately?
You know what I'm saying, Scottie? I'm like, okay, let me start playing this back.
That's right.
But then,
and he wouldn't let go of his hand as he was shaking it and saying it.
Which is scary.
I really knocked on the wrong door this time.
Wrong neighborhood.
Wrong neighborhood. Clara. Oh,
God, I'm good.
Anyhow, but you know, he said, you know, my wife Stephanie with Just for Fun Radio. I'm like, wow, yeah. But it was a Sunday. I'm thinking, you know, she was probably just chilling out, get ready for the week. And so I got ready to walk away and I was leaving. And then she came to the door. Hey, you better not leave without giving me a hug. I'm like, well, you know, I didn't know. And so,
we're huggers right here. Y'all got to be careful.
And so, Stephanie, thank you. I mean, your husband was so kind when he came to the door. And then, you know, you coming out there because, you know.
Oh, he called me to brag about me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I got a phone call.
And his dad. He called his dad, too, to brag about meeting you.
Before I knocked on your door, I knocked on another door. And this person wasn't so pleasant, which is fine because, you know, I interrupted that person's time. But when I got to your door, and got that response. That's what motivated me to keep knocking on doors.
Yeah.
And so thank you so much. And the gentleman I was telling you about who wasn't so pleasant, he said, look, I'm in the middle of watching NASCAR. And I wanted to say, well, I just knocked on your door because I wanted to join you. My TV's not working. I like that.
Yeah, but what was he gonna miss? A lap?
Yeah.
Well, but let me tell
They're
you,
driving in
those of us-
circles.
A left turn?
Hey, Mike, that's the most exciting sports that's out there, NASCAR.
I can't get into it. You know what my impression of NASCAR is?
What?
Are we there yet?
Yeah.
Nope. 400 laps more. We ain't going anywhere. We're driving in circles.
If I take him down one of the races, take him in the pit.
He's been
Look,
there.
I can
He's
watch
been
my wife Pokemon and to do circles in my backyard.
Oh, and he's the same way about
I'll have a pool in
football.
a couple days. They can swim laps. They just want to do circles.
We're coming to the pool. It's going to be a pool party.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are having a pool party.
We're having a party right now, actually.
Hey, this is my life. I
Anybody
love
out there listen, just come on over to Scotty's place. Just
Yeah.
it. Yeah, why
That's the
not?
party.
Y'all know where I live.
Mike is hosting us with.
I just got
Mike's giving out
accused of that,
flavors.
as a matter of fact.
What flavor is this, Mike?
That is, I just call it blue, but it's the low-cal.
Low
There's no
carb.
sugar.
Low carb. I
Low
like
carb.
it.
No
It's
sugar.
listen,
Not
listen.
sugar. There's
He
no
can
sugar.
tell you it's low carb, but when you drink 20 of those things, you might as well just drink one with carb.
There you have. I'm
Well-
saying right now to the monster folks.
Yeah.
You guys need to come on and advertise.
Yeah,
on
we
this
do
show.
that.
Yeah,
If
I
any of you
do.
guys out there listening.
Well, we
So-
got to start wrapping it up. Mike, you got any last things?
I do. I have two things I'd like to bring up. One is I'd like to get with you one day and talk about something I've thought about, worked on a little bit, called the Do What's Right. It's just a day where we convince everybody from the top of the
do
government,
the right thing.
yeah,
Just
to
do
the,
right.
to the drug dealer. Literally, we convince the whole community, everybody, to do what's right on one day.
Well, we joke about that purge where you get like 12 hours to do something horrible.
Yeah.
We've been saying, me and Mike off record have been telling people, can we not create a day
Yeah,
where
just-
we're going to do 12 hours of good?
yeah.
12 hours today. This is what you need to do. 12 hours. Whatever your hatred for your neighbor is, let it go for 12 hours and take 12 hours to step out of your comfort zone and hand somebody a cup of coffee or hand somebody a water or
Random-
hand a poor guy, $1 or give the homeless guy some
Don't-
socks.
don't
Just 12
speak.
hours. That's all we want
He
out
said,
of you.
don't
Random
speak.
act
I
of
didn't mean to
Give-
interrupt you, but this is
No,
something we're real passionate on.
Don't speak. Give law enforcement a couple of hours where they can kind of go like, wow, nothing bad is happening right now.
Yeah.
Now look at this. Look at this. If we can do this and we can get this out enough, and unfortunately, I've been on the bad side of the law before, and I can tell you that that's a sub community as well. But you can actually, when I'm sitting here saying we can actually get it all the way down to, let's say, the drug dealer, and we can have the people that he hangs around going, look, no, we ain't gonna deal no drugs today.
Not today.
We
for
just
12
gonna
hours, yeah.
we just gonna.
Well, that
do what's
means I
right
can
today.
now walk to the store and not have to worry about the other guy wanting to shoot me because we're
Yeah.
all taking a breather.
And we see what I'm saying is are we gonna have 100% participation? Probably not. But do you
2%
imagine?
though makes a difference.
Yes, sir. You're understanding exactly where I'm going.
Yeah.
Any percentage of this is going to be better.
And I'm gonna take the lead with politicians and say for 12 hours, don't lie. Just don't lie.
Yeah, well, exactly. Whatever
try-
it is.
Be
Well,
direct.
Yeah.
They like
No,
the
but-
Jim
but
Carrey
beyond-
I
movies.
know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we just say for 12 hours, we want to do the right thing?
Do
Or
what's
just
right.
do an 8-hour work day.
Yeah.
Do what's
We're
right.
not picky. We'll
Yeah.
take 2 hours if we
Yeah.
can just convince you to do 2 hours.
It'd be
Yeah.
better. I think we could get a lot of. I think that could actually go national with some attention.
And you know what's
And-
sad? In some cities, they try to do this. Let's go 24 hours without a shooting. Can you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
just go 24 hours without a shooting?
Yeah.
That's how deep it is.
Isn't that
Just everybody
horrible?
take a breath.
Ceasefire. for
We were
24
talking
hours.
about last night, Chicago, and how many shootings,
Crazy.
how many deaths have there been just this
Crazy
year?
Chicago.
The next thing is can we look at a program in which we address, and I'm not 100% sure the age bracket, but somewhere around 5th or 6th grade, where law enforcement comes to the schools and actually teaches what are your rights. When I come up to your car, this is what I'd
Yeah.
like to see.
Yeah.
And address it when they're at that age because they're impressionable,
Yeah.
right? And so we give them a positive impression of law enforcement, which I mean, my daughter was a deputy sheriff. My son-in-law is active with Loganville PD. So every time they walk out the door now, my eyes are welling up. I'm so scared. And I was in Afghanistan. I was in Romania. I was in all these other places. Lost tons of friends. I don't want to lose a family member when they're out working. So can we address them at this age where they're impressionable, where they get the right impression, and it's an open forum, which most kids in classes are getting that way now, where the kids can go, hey, I got a question. If you come up to my car and I got tinted windows and you beat on the window and you say, give me your license or get out of the car, do I have to? Where they can ask that question. Because, you ask a guy who's 28 right now, you're going to get an argument. Probably. Yeah. But if you ask a kid that's 11 or 12, maybe we can create an atmosphere again. Look, we don't have to like the cops, but you know what's scaring me?
Respect them.
Yeah. You know what's scaring me is the police in our country are being forced to go borderline paramilitary.
Yeah.
They're dressing in body armor.
Well, and they are now questioning, do I pull this person over?
Right.
And what trouble will I get into, or will I get hurt?
That puts a police officer in a very dangerous position.
And then mentally, where's he at that moment?
Yeah. And the other burden that police officers have to carry, they literally have to be social workers.
Yeah.
Because they're dealing with people with some serious challenges out there. Whether it's mental challenges or being deprived from certain things at home. Here's an angry kid. The system has failed him. His family has failed him. And so that person, you have to come to that person's level to de-escalate. And people, though, have a responsibility to de-escalate situations. But I want to go back, Mike, what you're saying was so important. If we could probably get with the sheriff and the police chief and maybe produce a video and go to the 4 high schools. You have Salem, Heritage, Rockdale.
And the Career Academy.
Yeah. Go there with law enforcement, top brass, and some of the local MPOs, what I call the traffic officer. But
I will gladly volunteer my time as well with graphic arts and social media and stuff
and
like
just
that.
Host an assembly and it really has to be shown down to the middle school level.
Probably.
Because the middle school folks are getting prepared. Now they're thinking about, I want to be 15, I'm gonna get my learner's permit, et cetera, et cetera. But to just say, okay, here are the things you do when you stop by a police officer. That video, and if they were to see that video, no telling how many situations that kid is going to remember seeing that in school, that's going to change how he responds if he stopped by a police officer.
And can't we go a little bit into the whole, I mean, you can show those meth pictures. That has a lot of effect on people. How fast fast that drug affects people, and to let them know, look, guys, it's gonna be presented to you in a way, and it's not something that you're strong enough to fight. That's why it's a controlled substance. It will beat down whoever, and you're gonna have to make a decision. And I'm just kind of letting you know, as law enforcement or militaryMike or redneckstep, look, you don't have to make that decision. You can just say, not interested.
No,
I'll tell you something that's funny too that will get people's attention. I hope y'all pull this up. Go to YouTube and look at the Chris Rock video, what not to do.
Oh yeah.
God, I love that.
Is that not funny?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and you know what?
But some of it's true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not all of it's really true.
Look,
it's funny, but
I got pulled over in Loganville, and my son-in-law works there, and you know what? I don't have tinted windows and I don't have power windows. I drive a Dodge Neon. I would look like I was up to something.
Dude, I'm surprised he just said he was driving in Loganville.
Can you imagine if I tried to roll the windows? That look like I'm hiding stuff. I gotta be like, all right, where's the weed at? Because I'm like, so I rolled down my windows. But you know what? Where did that come from? 10 and 2, because I do the same thing.
That was driver's ed. I mean,
was that driver's ed years ago?
10-10, the officer can clearly see your hand.
Yeah.
And when I say 10, the time, 10 after 10.
Yeah.
The officers can clearly see your hand.
Yeah, that comes from somewhere.
I don't. It can't.
Well, I just know driver's ed's where I was told that was your driving.
I got a ticket one time, and I complained to the judge about what happened to me, and the judge I never forget, I was like maybe 19. The judge told me, this is what you need to do if you ever get stopped by a police officer, and I never forgot that.
Yeah.
And so, but what's interesting, going back to your point, if education can really save lives, save situations.
Yes, sir.
And I think that'll be a good project to work on.
I'm there.
Be the model. So I want to work with you. I think that's a great idea.
So the next time that we do the basketball thing with Oz, at Pine Log. We should definitely get a hold of Vernon to come out to that.
Yeah,
too.
anything I
Yeah.
can do,
Man, there were
you know.
so many people.
There
At
was
that.
And
so
that
many
was
people at
awesome
that.
though, because Dominique Wilkins came
Yeah.
Oh,
too.
good.
There were
And
so
you think
many
I was
people.
short next to you? You
Oh,
should have
it was
seen it when I was
hilarious.
next to him.
Good
Because
stuff.
you know they had to put me next to him.
She was standing with the rest of the little kids.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know
look,
what?
I hate to do it, man. We're at 20 after 10, and I appreciate you coming in. And the thing I like is people got to hear you as the person, not just the man. They got to hear you as the person. They got to know your more of your beliefs than just, hey, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's a big important thing. I try to always do, like when we bring in artists, we always want, anybody can hear music, but we want you to know the person doing it.
Yeah.
And then when people get to know you on a social type level, they respect what your position is more, because they get to hear the real you and not just what they're pumped to believe through media.
Yes.
Well, Scotty, two things before I get off.
No,
too.
go ahead.
One is, if I do want to hear from your listeners on the issue as it relates to marijuana, whether to legalize or not. I think as a part of criminal justice reform, I'm beginning to hear more discussions about if you're stopped with marijuana because it's not a violent offense, because it's not, it could be a small amount, to be criminalized for that. Should it be, the question is, should that be legal? Let's say with a certain amount, if you're under a certain amount, and if you are caught with it, you get a ticket, just like a traffic ticket where you pay a fine.
Right.
And if you don't pay the fine, of course, you got to come to court. If you don't come to court, you've been held in contempt of
That's
court.
right.
Just like a traffic
That's your
ticket.
bench warrant.
So,
at that
yeah,
point,
It's
yeah.
So how-
Clarkston doing something.
Clarkston doing something very similar, but
Yes.
Clarkston, because it's not state law, so Clarkston can only handle within their jurisdiction. But
Yes, sir.
I'm curious as to what your listeners, both young and middle-aged and older, what are you thinking? Because that is something that's been discussed a lot, even from a standpoint of medical purposes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat for my child.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she has cerebral palsy and she tenses up a lot. And if I could be able to give her the medical marijuana, I would. And does that make me a bad mom?
No, it makes you a protective mom, a mom that cares about your child.
Exactly,
And
because
right
I
now-
see what she goes through.
Right. And right now, one of the issues the General Assembly, when they passed a law for cannabis,
Cannabis.
I know. I
oil.
get stuck saying it too.
cannabis, that you have to go out of state to get it.
Right. And now
Exactly.
you have to
And-
cross back into the state with it.
And still, if you're caught with it,
Yeah.
Right.
So
it's still.
And see, when
you
it
get in
comes to that
trouble.
little small amount, I'm always that guy that's either right or wrong. It's I don't really see a lot of gray area. And in that discussion, there is a gray area, because if you get caught with an open container, you don't go to jail.
Right.
I mean, that's an open liquor bottle. You get cited, and most of the time they make you pour it out or something, right? Well, if you get caught with that small amount, is it that much of a big difference? But the difference that it is the fact that it's an illegal substance.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So it's, can you say, I don't believe getting caught with a little bit is a big deal, but it's still an illegal deal.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, think of the revenue that's being put into the fact of what it. So I catch a guy with a roach in the bottom of
What is a roach?
with what's left of the joint, the little bitty. They call it a roach because it's so tiny, right? So you catch a guy that has that little crap stuck in his cigarette pack. Now I understand you're taking him to jail. I got you. But what is our revenue expense on that now? Because now the officer that needs to be on my street patrolling is preoccupied taking a guy to jail over what's left
And
of a
that's
joint.
Matter of fact, a lot of officers don't want to have to go through that process
Yeah.
because it's so long and drawn out.
Yeah. You
You
could
know?
now have 6 hours in
That's right.
taking a kid to
That's
jail.
right.
It's like,
Exactly right.
oh my God, you could have what, saved 2 kids in a car wreck. You could have prevented this
Or
from
got the
happening.
bad guy.
Right.
Real
It's
bad.
so it's such a if you're going to write a citation for it, whether you take him to jail and get money from him for his crime, or you write him a citation, you're still getting the same amount of money, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well, I just want to put that out there. A lot of issues are going to be discussed. I hope to come back on y'all's show and talk
yeah,
about those
anytime you want to
issues.
come back,
Yes,
all you got
sir.
is
Yes,
call
sir.
us.
Maybe one time you guys, we can set up where you can do a live broadcast
Yeah.
if you can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Down at the state capitol.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, that
working
would
on
be
getting a
cool.
lot of that figured out
That
so
would
we
be
can do that
awesome.
better.
Yeah,
So
that'd be a
I'll
lot of
help you in
fun.
any way to help coordinate that.
Oh yeah.
And finally, for those out there who didn't get a chance to call in for a question or Facebook in. You can go to my Facebook.
Yeah, plug every way to find you. Every way
Friends
possible.
of Vernon Jones. I'm on Facebook as Friends of Vernon Jones, or you can email me directly, friends of Vernon Jones at gmail.com. That's friends with an S, friends of Vernon Jones at gmail.com, or my Facebook. Join me, be a friend, send out some of your thoughts and beliefs, and I look forward to having that dialogue. And again, thank you guys. Let me come on Just for Fun Radio. It really has been fun.
Man, thanks for coming.
And
I love the fact we got to talk to you, the person. I'm so impressed with that. That's such a great
Y'all
thing.
got me in trouble with all the outlets. I want you to know that though. But how can you say no to Stephanie?
But you know the thing is on the other groups, we'll just say that the other groups, they were going to ask ridiculous questions. Yeah. They were gonna. It doesn't right, and it doesn't matter how you answered it. Yeah. They're gonna show what they want to show and tell it the way they want to tell it. And with us, we're live. I want you to, if you believe in God, I want you to say you believe in God. If you believe that I want you to have your freedoms, because that's what we're all here for, is to have our freedom. So that's the reason I built this.
I appreciate this type of environment and what you all's true agenda is, because there's some, again, in the media. The media is good.
They have their moments.
And I believe that we should have the media present. It's just that sometimes some individuals have a hidden agenda, and it's to have a gotcha moment. How can you say on one hand that you don't endorse candidates, but then you favor one candidate on another over another one in your writing and your papers and stuff? So I just want to be in an environment where I can really discuss the issues. Yeah. That's important. And let me be clear about one thing. I'm an open book, and people can ask me, and they should be able to ask me anything. As a public official, that's your responsibility. I just, want your listeners to know that anytime there's an issue and they see something on mainstream media, a lot of times, if you guys don't mind, I want to come here and have the real discussions about whatever that may be.
All you got to do is reach out to one of us anytime.
I want to do that. So
I like having that open door policy, because I know I shouldn't have had so much of my personal input on our commissioner's seat, but I was insulted by the fact that our chairman wouldn't shake hands with us, wouldn't talk to us, wouldn't come to any of the debates, wouldn't come to anything. And then in my first encounter with them ever, I went to discuss my traffic issues, and I was cut really short. And at the end of it, after all the cameras were off and everybody left the room, I felt like I was called down to the principal's office, and he called me down in front of the police officer I knew, in front of some people with GeorgiaCarry.org. I mean, there was a lot of the newspaper people and he said, Mr. Spence, can you come down here? And he basically said the words, "You wasted your time coming here today." And I'm thinking, you as a chairman have no right to tell me I wasted anything.
Well, Scottie, here's how I look at it. Sometimes people do not do a good job of communicating. Sometimes people's disposition may be that's uncomfortable, or not even necessary. But you have a forum, you have a platform with this show, and I think you reach far more people than that chairperson's office can ever reach. And you have some shows you can go to and do work and be on and have a conversation. They're not like you, and people like us don't want to go on there, but as a whole, it's bigger than the chair, right?
And I have to tell myself that's where I was kind of leading is I was insulted by that, and I let that delegate how I was going to do stuff. And then that's when I've looked back now and I go, I can't just let my personal be involved on certain issues. There was for instance, we had another gentleman that used to work with us that he allowed his personal stuff to get involved with a couple of different people running for office. And I'm thinking, you can't be part of Just for Fun and do that, because we're supposed to be open. We're supposed to be non-biased, and it's hard when you're slamming somebody. When it's just hard. It makes it hard, because if we're going to be in this world, we have to know this is where we stand, and we can't cross that line. And Mike and Steph have to kind of remind me every day. So.
But it's all good. Your heart is in the right place, and I value and appreciate your enthusiasm and all of your enthusiasms that's at this table, because at the end of the day, you care about Rockdale, you care about this community.
Very
And
passionate.
you care about people, because you know you may have that disagreement with the chairperson, but you know what? It's not about. You don't have that. He's probably, as a person, you may like him as a person, but maybe the way he responds or react, you may have an issue with that. So you don't want to confuse it too.
And that's, thank you for putting it that way, because I tried to explain that to people, because I'd made a comment about the police not doing something, and people are going, but Eric's a great person. I said, Eric as a person's terrific, but I need you as my sheriff to take care of this. And then a lot of people can't see the difference. It's just like I try to tell people there's a difference between Scottie and, Scott versus DJ Scottie, because when we're in the middle of the show, we're going to be nuts and crazy. That's the show. The lights turn off and we're normal people again.
Yeah. And sometimes officials are blamed unjustly because some things they cannot resolve. I think people think that just because you're a public official, that you're supposed to just do this and it happens.
It doesn't work that way.
Right. There's some reality out there, budgetary concerns, for example. You want to go fix this and fix that? Yeah, we can do it, but here's what's going to cost.
That's right.
And
that means, am I taking away from this to fix this? And see, the good thing is I love the fact, as of right now, people are seeing the human in you.
Yes.
People are seeing you as the person, and I can't do certain things just because you want it, because again, if there's this much money, it's no different than me paying my house payment or paying my light bill. Okay, we got $500. We got to pay 60 to this and 50 to this. Now, if we're going to pay 80 for this, one of those two has got to get shortchanged a little bit.
And
so
you have to repair that roof. There's a charge for that roof.
That's right. It's not free.
We can patch it, or we can do a completely new
That's
roof.
right.
But here's the impact. So when you look at it like that, government, and I want to say this, your government here, by and large, is a very functional government. I don't think there's no government that there's not room for improvements. I always strived and worked towards efficiency and effectiveness in government. And that's a process. What helped me a lot is my training in the private sector, managing departments, tearing them down, building them back for efficiency and effectiveness. And so I bring those principles to government, and that's what we try to do over the cab. But here in Rockdale, with your new chairperson coming in, and I know Commissioner Oz, his heart is in the right place. He's a doer. He's a worker. I wouldn't be surprised if he does not convene a roundtable with you and other leaders in terms of what do you want to see in your government, and how are we going to get there, how we all can play a role, because he's just that kind of a person.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He hands on.
All right, you guys, we're at 10:30. We're gonna wrap this puppy up, man. I really appreciate you coming in, and I'm thoroughly impressed on just how open and personable you are, and that's what I want people to see. So that worked out terrific.
That was the first conversation that I had with him when we were talking. I told him, I said, yes, we want Vernon Jones, the man, to come in and so that people can see who Vernon Jones the man is instead of the politician. And
the man, the myth, the legend.
Alex introduced me to Scottie. So shout out to Alex.
Yeah, man.
Alex, thank you for everything too, my friend.
All right, you guys, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's just fun as usual in the morning. Thanks to all our sponsors. Sorry we didn't get our commercials in like we needed to today. But you know what? You guys know. Y'all know what we were doing today, and you knew we had a lot of great listeners. All the sponsors are fixing to pop up now. Thanks again. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Thursday.
Thursday.
Hey, what's going on tonight? Wednesday night?
The Rough Edge.
Is he going to have him? Is he going to have
I don't know. I mean, he's been chatting, but we'll have to talk to him.
Yeah.
Our guy that does our Wednesday night shows has been in and out of the hospital this week. So
hey, I want to do a promo for you guys. Can I do a promo?
Sure.
Yeah.
When I'm in town, I listen to
I'll get you recorded here in just a second. All right, you guys, let's cut out of here real quick. We will see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye, y'all.
All right, say bye to everybody on video.
Bye, video. We did that one time. We had music guests in here, and they were.
I can't get my mouse over there. There we go.
Waving bye.
Bye, you guys.